Hey guys, and we are here for a little bit of Jackpot Hunter happy hour action. Before we get into the 23 games of Jackpot Hunter, we got one game of Lucky 4 Bingo. We're super excited to play with you guys. 33 seconds to get into this next game, and we're going to be streaming live to you guys on the Pilot TV, Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/Pilot TV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube and Twitch.
Absolutely, and I hope I didn't look too creepy. When you clicked over, I was waiting for them with a wide-toothed smile, and then I was like, oh, that might be weird.
Well, you know, sometimes you got to pull off. Gosh, why am I blanking on? There's a specific actress that just like always has like. She's in What to Expect When You're Expecting. She's like the mom, like book writer, like owns the bookstore.
Oh, Elizabeth Banks.
Yes, Elizabeth Banks. That Elizabeth Banks look right there.
Yeah, I kind of felt like it.
She plays a very good, a little unhinged character.
Absolutely. I feel like it kind of resonates with who she really is.
It may be. I hope not.
She plays it a little too well.
She does. We do have $780 that's getting clicked over. We have a little bit of a run up at this mini jackpot. We'll see if we can give out $157 on this one, and it doesn't look like we'll do that. We'll move on to a must-go of $2 as we got players 2 balls away, like brother Nate, Bobby, JR. Fun little story that JR just made me think of. Do you know the basketball player J.R. Smith?
I know the name.
You know the name? Okay, so he a longtime NBA player.
Okay.
And cool little story was he never went to college.
Okay.
He went straight from
High school
to the NBA.
Okay.
And was
him.
pretty good. I
Yeah.
mean, wasn't any kind of like huge star, but
Yeah.
was like a really solid player for a long time in the NBA.
Okay.
But because he never went
to
to college, his eligibility never started,
yeah.
and so he ended up going back to college to play
being
golf. And yeah, he did golf in college. And
Where?
I don't remember
Okay.
quite where, but he got academic athlete of the year with a 4.0 and in that year, in just last year of college. And so really cool to hear about that. We have MJJB getting that win on that one. We'll get those lucky 4 numbers you guys in just a minute because I was distracted talking about some J.R. Smith action. We do have 3 minutes and 15 seconds to get enrolled in this next game with that minor prize already clicked up from 52 to 56, and we only need to get it over 200 for it to click up from 56 to 60 balls or less. But I think that's just a really cool story about him going back to school and then also just being so successful in school afterwards.
Yeah, no, that is awesome.
No, it's definitely a really, really cool thing. I also love it that J.R. Smith, he's famous for him like holding a Hennessy bottle and like being shirtless and stuff like that. And just because he did it like for an entire, like when they won the championship, the Cavaliers, he just when it was the championship parade and everything, he never put a shirt on. Like from post game all the way till about the end of that next week, he didn't have a shirt on the entire time. And so it became a meme and everything like that. But then just like probably 6 months ago, I saw an interview of him. He's like, I've never drank Henny.
Really?
I've never drank Hennessy. He's like, I don't know how that got started, but I never have.
That's so funny.
And I thought it was absolutely hilarious. But we do have 2 minutes to get enrolled in this game, number 1. And I don't even think we talked about the Pilot TVs that just got to some locations.
No, we actually did not. But if you're at a location like Smiley's Tavern, BNL Bar, Moen's Bar, Rodney's Tavern, Oleander's Saloon, the Big Dog Sports Cafe, the Lamplighter Bar, or even the Dam in Orr, Minnesota, you guys are watching us on some brand new Pilot TVs, but there are a ton of other locations that are getting Pilot TVs installed in them all over the place. And so guys, definitely be in the know about that and where to watch us. But I did get those lucky numbers from that Lucky 4 game, and we're looking out for games number 4 and 5. The other 2 lucky numbers were 65 and 73, but we are going to be looking out for game number 4 and game number 5.
Okay, well, it does feel like that minor prize could end up lasting to that game number 4, and we may be giving out a minor jackpot. jackpot, but that's just if we don't get it out right here, because it is very doable, and it'll be doable in the next few games. And if you do win a nice prize, that if it's over $600, you're going to be making our jackpot winner list. And we've given out 24 jackpots over that amount over this last week, 492 during this season 11. And before we get into this weekend's jackpot winners, what day is your prediction for that 492 jackpots to click over the 500 mark?
492. I'm going to be optimistic today.
Today? You're saying 8 jackpots are going out on this Monday?
Hopefully.
That would be exciting stuff.
If not, by Wednesday.
Yeah, guys, that would be a hefty Monday. I've only
we had a pretty hefty weekend of giving out jackpots, and so it's probably not that realistic that we give out 8 today. But we got a MegaSota game night tomorrow night. You know,
I feel like for sure by the end of Tuesday, I'm feeling pretty confident about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say going into Wednesday, I think we will.
Oh yeah,
we'll be announcing it.
Definitely some good stuff. But let's get into those jackpots that went out this weekend.
Absolutely, and we gave out the biggest jackpot this weekend on Friday, the first one on our list even, and that went out to the crazy kid over at the Tasty Pizza Hangar 45, who took home a whopping $35,310. Oh my goodness, if I get the hiccups for these next 2 hours, I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah. See, I thought you were just getting choked up because that was such a nice win.
I wish. I mean, I feel for crazy kid. Congratulations. I mean, I wish I could win $35,000, but you get the honors this weekend.
Crazy with a K. That's the crazy kid's name. Definitely some good stuff. That's spicy. Next up, as Big John would say, that's spicy.
Spicy.
Yeah. I miss when he used to say that on there. We did have Shmee over at Hollandale 3-1, taking home $1,050. And now I know the Peter Pan is named Smee instead of Shmee.
Yeah.
And I always want to think it's Shmee. But Will told me a little bit more accurate character to put it to, and that's actually Anakin Skywalker's mother. His name is Shmee.
Really?
Apparently, that's what he said, and I'm just gonna trust him with it.
I did not know that, but yeah, I actually was just talking about Smee just yesterday.
Yeah.
I was comparing him to the Pirates of the Caribbean dude.
Oh yes.
What's his name? Gibbs.
Gibbs. Yes.
Gibbs. He was like, well, why is he still following around Captain Johnny Depp, or not Captain Johnny Depp?
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Sparrow. He was like, why does he still follow him around? All it leads to is mayhem. And I was just like, he's his Shmee or Smee.
Yeah. And I still didn't get it. I was like, I'd get out of there. See, you're comparing pirates that are stuck in Neverland and can't get out to a pirate that could easily walk away from Johnny Depp and just live a regular, nice life.
But Smee is dedicated to helping a pirate whose sole mission is to abduct a child.
Maybe it's to save the child. You know, because they're
Isn't
stuck
there a theory
there.
like that? Before we get into this, we got Race 2H over at Miltona Liquor Store, taking home that Musco prize, just 2 balls off from that minor. $33.60 going in your pocket. But that minor and major, as well as that mega, will be clicking over to this next game. But isn't there a conspiracy that Captain Hook's actually good? And he's trying to stop Peter Pan from abducting kids?
Yes, so according to this fandom, there are several who believe that Hook is actually a good guy and many fans have adopted the notion that Captain James Hook is actually a good guy, as Peter Pan is the antagonist, and the idea is that many of Hook's pirates are actually exiled lost boys.
Oh, and they grew up.
And so they're going back to try and save those kids who have been stolen by Peter Pan and taken to this place where they can never grow up, and he's trying to save them and let them grow up and live their lives.
Wow.
No.
Twisted.
I know, it is. It definitely is. But
I grew up loving Peter Pan. What if he was actually just the villain this entire time?
Speaking of bad Peter Pans, I think in the Chip 'n Dale movie there's like a evil Peter Pan or something like that. Yeah.
I just saw an advertisement for that yesterday.
Yeah, apparently it's actually, I've heard pretty good reviews about it.
Really?
And that they have they claim that they have more cameos than a Marvel movie.
Really?
Yeah, they were saying there's a bunch of cameos in it, a bunch of different meme jokes in it. Like I even saw a picture of the original design of Sonic. Have you seen the original design of Sonic?
No.
Well, it was a really bad design that first came out in the trailer, and everyone hated it, and so they quickly changed it and
Wasn't it creepy looking?
Yes, it was creepy looking.
I think I know what you mean with like you could see all the white of his eyes. I think. Yes.
Yes, this is his. And they have the original design Sonic in there as like a joke, just because it was originally supposed to look like that, and everyone thinks it's funny that it looks like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It does kind of look like a furry.
It looks more like a hedgehog than the
Yeah.
actual like cartoon hedgehog that they ended up putting out there. But I prefer what they ended up putting out. But I think it's funny that they had a little cameo of the original design in the Chip and Dale movie.
Yeah. We might have to watch that.
Yeah, I want to give it a shot, especially because you can just go watch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
so
it's
why
already
not?
out.
Yeah.
Well.
And I watch enough little kids movies that I
Yeah.
can, go for it.
You can get
Somehow
an appreciation for it.
we got all the way from Shmi to all different kinds of Disney movies. And so
Alright.
we'll get back to jackpots as we had Cam 284 over at Maple Lake Bowl, taking home $611.
Nicely done. And then that final jackpot that went out on Friday went out to Nut over at KC's Saloon, taking home $627.
Yeah, definitely. But we do have that minor prize on this game, 56 balls or less to win it, and it won't be clicking up in the next game because we were just
wow.
barely not able to get it over that $200 mark. We should definitely get it over there in the next game, and then we'll see it start clicking up. So exciting stuff. If we miss out on all these jackpots, we still have an $18.40 must-go prize in this game number 2.
Absolutely. But Saturday got started off as Cobber 89. I said Cobbler earlier.
Ah.
Yes, when I was reading out that jackpot. But it's actually Cobber 89 over at the Club 57 Starfire Grill, who got to take home $5,313 starting off Saturday right.
Good job, Cobber. I want some corn on the cob, like some grilled corn on the cob.
Wow, with salt and butter.
Oh, just the simple things. The simple things.
I actually couldn't tell you the last time I had corn on the cob.
Really?
Because I had braces for 6 years.
Okay.
And so I could never eat. Same with apples. I could never bite into an apple. I just bit into my first apple like 2 years ago.
Really?
But yeah, since then, since 3rd grade, I don't think I've bitten into a corn on the cob.
Wow, corn on the cob.
I love corn.
The superior way to eat corn.
I can attest. Okay. I don't know. I love good like corn, mashed potatoes, like
all mixed together. No,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. But I'm just talking about corn. Just eating corn.
like some steak and
loose
a corn on the
corn
cob.
is not even close to corn on the cob.
See, I'm weird though when it gets between my teeth. You know what I mean? Like the fibers of the corn.
Yes,
See, that kind of bothers me.
but there's toothpicks.
That's true. But do you have we do have toothpicks at home.
We do.
I was just about to say, I'm like, do normal people have toothpicks at their houses? They do.
They do.
In fact, have normal toothpicks.
Yeah, so just try it. Make sure you got some toothpicks with you so you can,
Or
get
just
all
have
the
some
stuff out
floss
because
ready.
you're for sure going to get stuff in your teeth. So if you don't like that, you gotta
Yeah.
get safety precautions,
Absolutely.
obviously, and get ready for the corn on the cob because it just tastes better. We have MJJB over at VFW Crystal taking home $18.40 in this game number 3, and we're getting into our first
Game number 2.
Game number 2. Yeah, now we are getting into game number 3, and that minor jackpot will not be clicking up from 56 to 60. But if we don't give out this jackpot in this next game, it will be clicking up because I can almost guarantee that you guys will be getting that over $200.
It's almost like game number 4 is lucky or something.
Well, it does. It is one of the lucky 4 numbers, and so we're excited to see it. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to get into this one. $223 on that minor prize. 56 balls or less to win. Major $3,113. 48 balls or less to win, and that mega prize of $100,000 that you can win in 44 balls or less. And you guys just got 1 minute and 50 seconds to get into this game.
Absolutely. But I just let them know about Cobber.
Yes, and also on Saturday we had DCT over at Red Fox Tavern taking home $648. What do you think that's short for?
Duct.
Duct.
Like duct tape.
Like duct tape.
Yes.
Like air ducts.
Maybe.
And it could be that one too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Interesting. What do you think it is?
I prefer air ducts because I've always wanted to crawl through air ducts, and I've never had the chance to.
I feel like that'd be something you're good at.
I would agree. I would think that I could pull it off.
You could definitely shimmy through an air duct.
But outside of the weight that I may break through the ceiling.
I don't think so. I mean, it's all in movies when I see it.
I was about to say.
And the heavier characters do typically fall through a ceiling comically at some point.
Yes.
But I feel like you'd be okay.
Maybe. I'm also not the most graceful.
I don't think I could be able to do it.
You don't think you'd be able to do it?
No.
I think you'd be able to do it as well.
I think, I don't know.
I just want to try it. I want to try it. My closest thing to it, and this may be just like bad storytelling in this one because I'm breaking the rules and stuff like that in this story. But at my high school, they didn't allow us in the weight room unsupervised, and so I used to go into the locker room, which was there was basically the weight room, the trainer's room, and then the guys' locker room that was on the
all adjacent,
all the doors across. So I would go into the male locker room, pop open the ceiling, climb up into there, climb across like the bricks, the bricks that put together the different rooms, would walk around the training facility, the training room,
go right over
and then go right over it, and then I'd open up the ceiling panel in the weight room, and I'd drop down, and then that way I didn't have to know the code for the weight room.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hey, I was
breaking the law.
got me playing college football. So what's even funnier is that this kid that never lifted, he did it like one time and then got sent to the principal's office.
That's
and then,
hilarious.
But also ruined it for me because then people were actually watching out for it. Where I was like sneaking, I was just like getting in and out and. They'd never know.
See, when I think of that kind of stuff, I think of that horror film that we have never watched it or anything, but it's that girl that gets stuck in the ducts, and she has to keep going through.
Yes, I could never watch it because I would have struggles with claustrophobia just watching it.
Yeah.
Like I struggle with claustrophobia just watching Augustus Gloop get shot up the candy chute.
Really?
Like I'm like, oh my gosh, he's like stuck in this chute, like all contained.
I think I would panic as well if I was in Augustus Gloop's situation, but I don't know if I'm necessarily claustrophobic.
I don't think I'm claustrophobic, but to a certain extent.
It's more like a containment thing.
It's to a certain consent,
extent.
Yeah, my dad, he is a lot more claustrophobic. Like he'll freak out if he just gets like locked in a closet. Like I would never freak out being locked in a closet.
No.
But if you had me like in a tube where I have like thinking of like in a cave, like climbing around and you get like stuck like upside down kind of thing. Like
that's terrifying.
That makes me get all like itchy skin. I don't know. Like it's
less about the small space and more about mobility.
Yes, exactly. If I can still move around and everything and feel free
Yes.
about it, I'm a lot.
If you're in control of the situation.
But as soon as I am out of control of the situation
and you're helpless,
I am.
I get that completely.
If I'm in an Augustus Gloop situation and I'm about to get shot into this little container of chocolate that I may suffocate in, I'm freaking out.
Yeah, but we do have a winner as 2112 Reggae over at the Whistle Stop. It's taking home that prize, $21.40, going in your pocket in this game number 3. We're about to begin enrolled in a lucky game number 4.
Oh yeah, and in this lucky game number 4, that minor jackpot will be clicking up from 56 to 60 balls or less. And if we're getting enrolled and we miss it at 60 balls or less in this next game, and we get it over $300, it'll be clicking up from 60 to 64 balls or less in game number 5, which is also a lucky game.
Absolutely. Do you want to know a kind of embarrassing story about myself?
Yes, would love to hear it.
Okay. Well, it's not even that embarrassing. It's more just like a weird thing about me. Mm-hmm. But it's the containment thing about feeling like you can't move and freaking out. I used to feel that when I would wear my Doc Marten boots and I couldn't wiggle my toes and they'd be stuck in one position. Yeah. It was almost like claustrophobia. Like I was like, I need to get these shoes off. Like I need to be able to move my toes. I need
to let my toesies breathe.
I need to let the dogs out. I was just like, it would freak me out. It would freak me out a lot.
Okay. Yeah. I don't necessarily know if I've had any kind of situations like that.
It's not like in any I've never had it in any of my other pairs of shoes other than when I first bought my Doc Martens.
Okay. I can get that. Because
it was so snug.
And they're also not breathable either.
Not at all. I have rubber runs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even have, like, leather. I have, like, rubber.
Yeah, so it's just everything's contained inside. I can get
Yeah.
that. Well, we'll keep on getting through
We
these
haven't
jackpots as we still got one more Saturday jackpot two more Saturday jackpots that went out. We had P and J over at Wild Bill's Sports Saloon in Blaine, taking home $1,626.
That's right. I always want to say Panda J.
I get that.
Yeah. But next up, our last one that went out on Saturday went out to DDKC over at American Legion Ashby, who took home $827.
Good job. We also on Sunday got our day started off right with the second largest jackpot of the weekend, as Freakin' over at Tasty Pizza Hangar 45 took home $10,419.
See, I was a little nervous to read that out earlier today. I didn't know if it was appropriate.
Yeah, I think that's fine. That's fine.
It's like PG-13.
Yeah, no, that's even PG. That's PG.
That's PG?
That's PG.
We're pretty PG here.
Yeah, I would say so. I'd say we're PG.
I know you guys try and rival that with your player names sometimes, but
yeah, we're PG brinking on the PG-13. That's
Yeah.
That's why I like to ride the fine line.
all right. I like it. Well, anyway, our final jackpot that we gave out this weekend on Sunday ended up going out to Rick's over at M-Dale's Watering Hole, who took home $656, rounding out all of our jackpots for that weekend.
Yeah, good job to all those winners over the weekend. Definitely getting some great money prizes. And you guys can get some great money prizes in our brand new eTab game, Break the Bank. Try your luck in the banker bonus and see if you can pick the right safety deposit box. See if you can win some great prizes. It's a really, really fun game. Good graphics. You have the robber character. You got the banker.
You even got the mayor smoking a stogie on there.
Exactly. It's a good time. Definitely check out that brand new eTab game.
Absolutely. But if you want to stay in the know about all things we are releasing, as we are inching our way towards maybe a new eTab, we definitely want to stay in the know about that. So pay attention on our Facebook page. That is the hub of our information, so you can give us a follow and a like and keep up with everything there. Our weekly bingo schedules, event details, progressives, big player picks, as well as so much more. If you're new to Pilot Games, check out that link tree right on that Facebook page. It'll have direct links to all of our streams, social medias, as well as all the locations around Minnesota where you can play Pilot Games.
Yeah, definitely some great stuff. But to bring it back to Break the Bank,
Yes.
we had an interesting. It wouldn't be a bank experience, but we went to the building of a bank.
Yes.
But in the town that we live, a brand new coffee shop had opened up, and they opened up in a former bank, and so you went through the bank drive-through to be able to, and they used it as a drive-through.
Yep. And it's super interesting. You order just right at the bank teller window. It's definitely an experience. I want to go inside and see how they recreated it indoors. And even the girl, we had said that, like, this is like the first time we had ever seen a bank remodeled to be a restaurant. She was like, it's the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I'm going to have to go inside at some point. But
Awesome
what I
for
find
coffees.
even funnier is that people go to the aisles that have like the tube chutes at them, and and they're like expecting to be able to get their order and like get their food. And I was like,
Through the chute.
I was like, that's a missed business opportunity. Like, if you could get food and chutes,
That'd be so fun.
yeah, I want my food coming through a chute.
I don't want my coffee coming through a chute.
I mean, I would risk it.
Would you?
I'll risk it for the food in the chute. We do have a
The risk
winner
game.
with Bite Me and No Show, splitting up that $42 must-go prize. Good job to both those players. Bite Me at Trail Stop Tavern and No Show at McPete's Sports Bar and Grill.
Absolutely. That was game at number 4. We're about to be getting rolled in a game number 5. That means that this minor is clicking over to the next round. Lucky game number 5. Hopefully we can give out this prize.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting, but I would definitely take my food through chutes.
Really?
Yeah, food, drink, everything.
I don't think I would.
I mean, I would feel like if they got there to the point, like they would have like specific chute containers.
Yeah,
that
if
would
like
have
the lid was stable and on the cup and you knew it wasn't going to spill or explode hot coffee all over your car window, I'd be like, okay, I'll try it.
Yeah, it's not just
But-
going into the chute
See,
like
I picture
raw.
them putting like a to-go cup of coffee into the bank chute and then sticking it in the tube, which goes upside down and over to the cars. And so I just don't see it working realistically.
Well, call me a dreamer. I just want my food and shoots. It's like shoots and ladders, but you just get food. It's awesome.
Untapped market.
Exactly.
No one steal our idea.
Exactly. See, that's true fast food right there. You go, you get your order, and then there's just a chute that just plops your food right onto your table for you.
Oh my gosh, I just saw the most comical video of a Sonic worker who actually had to wear rollerblades.
Oh, who couldn't rollerblade?
Yeah, and it was just so bad. And he tried so hard, and every fall, every get up, he's holding onto this food so stable. And as soon as he gets to the window, he just eats it, eats the car window. The food goes completely all over the people in the front seat. And I was just like, that poor dude. He's just mortified right now.
Oh my gosh, that would be terrible. I hope that wasn't real.
I wouldn't even.
I hope that wasn't real.
Did you see the video?
Yes, I've seen the video.
I wouldn't even care that the food was all over me. Like, I would just feel so bad for the dude.
My gosh. Oh
I was
my
like,
gosh.
maybe
well,
you
she's
should
like
just
offering like to get out the car.
Yeah, and go grab it from him.
And he's like, "No, I got this," and he obviously doesn't have it.
He
And
goes backwards towards her.
yeah, it was so funny. I really hope that was like
staged.
that was a skit of some
Yeah.
sort, because I like who in their right mind as a Sonic manager is like going, this guy cannot ride skates at all. You have to ride skates out there.
I didn't even know that Sonic workers wore skates.
You didn't know that?
I've never eaten at a Sonic.
Oh, you're missing out on Sonic.
You know, I know. I hear a lot about the tots. I hear a lot about the slushies. I want to try it.
Slushies
but
are bomb.
Unfortunately, I haven't yet, okay?
Slushies are so bomb. Yeah, we don't have them around here.
I've never had one in a city I've been in.
Yeah, I've lived a few places with some Sonics, and they've been really, really tasty. I've never been a big Sonics goer, but
Maybe we'll try one out on a road trip or something.
yeah, they were always nice. I only got I think like
a hot
slushy
dog.
ices like there.
Yeah.
And then that was it. Like that's usually what I got. I never got like real food there.
I've seen like a million into Sonic commercials.
Yeah. They got fun commercials. Those two, that
The
duo.
two duos, yeah.
Yeah, that duo's been running going on for a long time.
Yeah, that was funny for like the first 5 years. I feel like it's lost its glimmer a little
They
bit.
did it good for like you said, for the first like 5 years.
Like it was a running thing. Like everyone
like
loved
impressive,
those.
but not everything
It's
can be the
just
Geico.
reused. No.
Not everybody can be the what's the Allstate
Gecko?
guy?
The duck? No.
No, the Chaos guy.
Oh, Mayhem.
Yes, Mayhem. That's been running for a long time. You can't.
Yeah, but
beat
see,
it.
those are different skits. It's not the two dudes sitting in his car being like, "That's nacho cheese." Like you're
They
like,
do a different skit every time.
yeah, but it's like the same one-liner thing. Whereas like the Mayhem, he's like in a house, he's in a car. It's like different chaos.
It's just him causing chaos wherever he goes. It's
Yeah.
the same joke
It's the same joke, but it's done differently. Whereas it's just two dudes sitting in a car.
with different jokes done the same way.
Yes.
And you'd prefer it.
I like a little variety. I want to
No,
see
the variety's
something different.
completely the same. It's just how you want it.
Yeah, it's
how
just
you want
portrayed
your
differently.
variety.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'll admit it.
Well, I was just pointing it out. We do have 52 balls dropped on this one. We're seeing if we can give out this minor jackpot in 60 balls or less. People are still in line to be able to do it, but it is going to come down to the wire.
Absolutely. But if it doesn't go out in this round, don't worry, guys. That is going to be clicking up over to 64 balls, and that is absolutely doable for you guys. And so hopefully if it doesn't go out here, it'll go out in this next game.
Yeah, let's see. Can it go up? No, we are moving on to a $72.40 must-go prize. But that means game number 6 is going to be an absolute blast, with that jackpot going to continue to grow into the next game, and it'd be at 64 balls or less.
And there it is. Forget UD at VFW Austin is taking home that $72.40 must-go prize. Nicely done. That was game number 5.
Yeah, now getting rolled. Game number 6, like I said, minor prize, clicking up from 60 to 64 in this game number 6. But we have great bingo that runs all day long, and we get every day started off with a cup of Joe with Jordy 5 days a week.
Absolutely.
From Monday to Friday.
The only right way to start off your day.
Give you a nice little 20-minute segment
yeah.
with a 10-minute break afterwards. That gives you a nice run-up to that Twins bingo. But during that cup of Joe Jordy, you talk about all the jackpots, all the standing shake-ups. If there's any new E-tabs on the line, you'll get to know about that on Cup of Joe. It's a really nice way to get all of your Pilot Games information before you get into the live bingo day that starts at 12 o'clock with the Twins bingo.
Absolutely. And I mean, you you get to see my smiling face each and every morning while you have your coffee. So what better way to start your day?
Yeah, and sometimes me.
Yeah,
Today
sometimes.
it was me. Today it was me. I'm thinking Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I'm back. I'm back on the Cup of Joe, getting grilled by
Yes,
you,
sir.
Asking what my favorite jackpot is, and then I'm shaking in the corner
Who do
like
you
a
think is
chihuahua.
gonna break out of a tie?
Yeah, I mean,
Craziness.
Funny stuff. We do got Twins Bingo run from 12 to
Funny
1.
stuff.
We do have from 1 all the way till 4, the Jackpot 125-cent edition that has some really good prizes in it that I don't know where they're at because they already played today. And so we'll check on those. I mean, even more reason. Come to Cup of Joe. And so then you'll know all those jackpots for tomorrow.
Absolutely. But right as we got enrolled into our happy hour show and got on air with you guys, we started off with our Lucky 4 bingo game. The first round was at 4. You're in the middle of the 23 games of the $1 edition of Jackpot Hunter. And after this, we're going to finish off our show with you guys with another opportunity at that over $15,000 jackpot in that Lucky 4 bingo game.
Yeah, really, really exciting stuff. And we got even more exciting stuff in the Skull Bingo.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be run from 6 all the way till 10. A coverall of $9,900 that you can take home in 50 balls or less. A large frame of $7,872 that you can take home in 43 balls or less. And a line prize of $685 that you can take home in 10 balls or less.
I have to say that might be some of our best jackpots on the line today.
Oh, I think especially with that $686 line prize,
yeah.
you don't see it grow that large very often. And then the large frame, 7,000, coverall 9,000, all very doable.
Absolutely. So get enrolled in these games and stick around for Skull Bingo tonight as it is going to be interrupted tomorrow. At 6:40, you guys can come out for MegaSota game night. That's when Tony and Nikki take the helm and try and give out as many PGL points and jackpots as possible. You'll even get another opportunity if there's a great jackpot on the line that leaves off on that final game of what you're playing right now tomorrow night. You'll get one more shot at it during that MegaSota game night. So definitely come out for that. Not to mention, after those games, we end the night off with a Jackpot Jungle coverall. That's the $1 edition. So in 54 balls or less, you could take home $12,369.
Definitely some great stuff there. And we got some great stuff heading into our Twins Wednesday. That is going to be running from 7 to 9 every single Wednesday. Me and Jordy will be in the Twins studio on that night. And we'll be trying to give out a bunch of PGL tournament game action and a Jackpot Jungle 25-cent jackpot that is sitting at $12,586 that you can take home in 52 balls or less.
Absolutely. You guys definitely want to come out for that. And make sure you guys are signed up at pgl.world to come out for those specialty nights.
Yeah, you got to be, or else you won't be earning points. We want you to be on our standings. Speaking of one of those big-time standings players, I see Sarah Honey out there.
Ooh.
I see No Show. Crazy Joe. It's crazy with a K,
Joe.
so a little spicy.
I like it. Forget You D, big-time PGL player out there. He already won a jackpot today. Not a jackpot,
One
but
must go.
$72, yeah.
Oh, 69 T-Bird, one of those great cars out there.
Yeah, my uncle has one.
Does he? Does he have just a T-Bird or a 69 T-Bird?
A 69 T-Bird with turquoise accents.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know it was actually a 69.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, 69 T-Bird. Her uncle got this. Is it uncle or great uncle?
He's a great uncle, but we just call him Uncle Pete.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's my grandpa's brother, which is super funny because I always knew him as Uncle Pete, like whatever. And my grandpa always goes, Peter, come here. Like Peter.
That's so funny.
So funny.
We just looked through their little photo album, which was absolutely hilarious.
Amazing.
Because if you don't know, her grandpa's like 6'6", 6'7". Like I've talked about it many times on the broadcast.
I have never seen a photo of him as a child.
Yeah, and he looks exactly the same. He looks just like like his face is still like a square box.
Stoic,
that
like,
he
looking
still
into
has
the distance
now.
as a baby, and I was just like, that is Bob.
Oh my gosh, it was so,
So funny.
And we're talking about like month out of the womb kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. We do have some winners on this one, splitting up that getting that jackpot of $640. We got Ryan and Sheila splitting that up. Ryan at Old Piper and then Blaine and Sheila over at Vic's Bar and Grill in Moorhead.
Absolutely nicely done, guys, and you did that math great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to put the cents in there. I couldn't.
55.
Okay. Well, thank you.
No problem.
what were we talking about before we got?
My grandpa.
Oh, yes.
Their
but
dynamic
but
in
he
general
worked
is
on the
super funny.
assembly line, right? During for
Peter did, yeah.
Yeah, for Ford Motors, and that's how he got his interest in cars.
Yeah.
And so then he started collecting. Now he has a bunch of luxury cars
yeah.
and stuff like that. Hasn't he even made it on like magazine like covers and stuff like that
Yes,
with him?
there's been articles written about his collection. He goes to the Woodward Dream Cruise every year with a different one of his beauties. He's got a temperature regulated pool barn that he keeps them all in pristine condition. He's absolutely insane about it. But it's just really funny because him as well as my grandpa's dynamics are just so different from each other.
Oh, yeah.
Like my grandpa is, like he said, like 6'7", very stoic, Navy captain, very like quiet spoken man.
Says the least he possibly can to get his point across.
Absolutely. Whereas Peter, his brother, is about 5'10", and he does not know when to shut up.
Oh, they're perfect. They're like yin and yang
They
together.
are, except when my uncle's trying to talk to us and my grandpa's trying to leave. And
it's so funny.
So funny.
Yeah, we went to go get dinner with both of them, and we were walking back to their car, and here Grandpa goes straight into the car, and then Pete, he's just still out there talking to us for probably about 25 minutes after,
like
with your
50
grandpa
degrees outside, maybe.
not ever breaking eye contact with the mirror, looking straight at his brother, who just keeps on extending the time because he just keeps on talking to us.
He's so chatty. He's so funny.
Oh my gosh, and it was terrible because I also will continue on the conversation no matter what, because I'm like, I want to talk to this guy. This guy's cool, and then it just ends up turning into 25 minutes of him waiting to leave. It's funny stuff, but we're getting into this game number 7, and these jackpots are going to start growing once again. That minor prize is at $19, 52 balls or less to win. Major prize is $3,292, 48 balls or less to win, and $100,000 jackpot that you take home in 44 balls or less. But while you guys have balls drop in during this game, we're going to start getting into our national days.
Absolutely, and our first one is a fun one. It is World Turtis. It is World Turtle Day. Each year on May 23rd is dedicated to our friends the turtles as well as tortoise. World Turtle Day is not only about showing love and adoration towards turtles, but also making sure we can protect them as well as their various habitats.
Yeah, I think turtles are probably one of the coolest types of animals.
So cool.
The fact that they are semi-aquatic, aquatic, to also going mainly on land, and only need to go into soaking water every once in a while kind of thing. They're so interesting, and then just the build of them as well is very interesting as well.
I think it's super cool. When I first read this title, though, you know what it reminded me of? Of that movie with Martin Short, Master of Disguise, where he... Yes, where he thought the Turtle Club was an actual turtle club.
Yes.
And he showed up in a shell and everything. If you guys haven't seen it, it's very comical.
I had never seen it, and then my brothers forced me to watch it, like, when I came back from college my freshman year.
Really? It took you that long to see it?
Had never even heard of it.
Oh, my
Didn't even know it existed.
I watched it as a kid.
And my brothers were like, we just watched this movie, and you have to watch it now with us. It is gold. Like, it is comedy gold. And so that I came in. It's really funny.
Oh my gosh, so good. So good. But it is National Turtle Day, and it's about real turtles. It's not just about Martin Short dressed as a turtle.
Definitely. We are going to look up some fun facts about turtles. And the number one is turtles belong to one of the oldest reptile groups in the world, beating snakes, crocodiles, and alligators.
Really?
Yeah.
That is really interesting. I wonder if they're like that. Are they like the closest related to dinosaurs?
Well, these creatures date back to the time of the dinosaurs over 2 million years ago.
So turtles are basically dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're walking fossils.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I love sea turtles.
Do you want to tell you what's super scary is the fact that like T-Rexes like looked more like chickens. Like with their arms.
How they don't.
Like
they're now
I'm
thinking
fully
that they,
believing that
instead of going like this, they were actually like this.
Yeah, like their arms were reversed the other way, and they just had little mini
we got
wings.
Thanos out there.
Thanos over at Bluffs at Coffee Mill, and over at Anami Vets Club, we got Lars.
Absolutely. Nicely done. Thanos, please do not blip us all. I just saw Pandora made a ring for women that
Yes.
have all of the little mini infinity stones.
Yes, and then I forget what it says on the inside, but there's a whole
It has
thing
all
carving.
of the, it has all of them. The name of
Oh
all
yes,
of them.
yes, it tells what each one is as like as a stone.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool and it looks pretty.
I thought it was cool, and it's not like tacky at all. Like it's
No.
actually really pretty. I really liked it. Did you see that it was David Dobrik promoting it or whatever? Is that the ad
No,
you saw?
I had seen it a lot earlier. Like
I just saw it like 4
I saw it
days
like
ago.
a month and a half ago.
Oh, I just saw
when
it.
they like first released like
So cool.
the preview of it, because I also
You see
like
all-
I have a lot of like I follow a lot of nerdy people on TikTok and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
And so they tie in anything in real life that's going on with the Marvel universe.
exactly. And so very very early on, like as soon as they released like pictures of it, I saw it on my timeline. But I did see the David Dobrik like promotion of
Yeah.
it.
Did you know that sea turtles don't retract into their shells?
What do they do?
They just don't do that.
Oh, sea turtles don't.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me. If you look at how the sea turtle's built, and
Yeah,
you look
their
at
head and their shell are too.
because their shoulders are like so almost out of the shell as well.
Yeah,
Super interesting.
super cool.
Yeah. Turtles are easily recognized by their bony shell. This super tough casing acts like a shield to protect them from predators. Some turtles even tuck their head up inside their shell for extra protection.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I think their shells are some of the cooler parts.
One of the most common searches about turtles, I was trying to find some facts, and someone is very curious about if they fart or not. They do, if you're curious.
Yeah, I was like, well, are you going to tell them the answer? I want to know now. But we do have some more. Just like your bones, a turtle shell is actually part of its skeleton. It's made up of over 50 bones, which include the turtle's rib cage and spine.
Interesting.
I did not realize that. That surprises me.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was almost. No, I guess that makes sense because you don't hear about them changing their shells at all.
No.
And so it grows with them. Because I guess in like growing up, thinking about it, I kind of thought of them as if they were like hermit crabs or snails.
Yeah,
and
that's-
like they outgrow their shell. And
Well, like also in all the
But, like-
animated shows, like the Looney Tunes and stuff like that, like the turtles can take off their shells.
yeah, like in Over the Hedge, Vern takes off his
Yes,
shell.
exactly.
Yeah. So I guess I just kind of always thought they could.
I just assumed it.
Yeah.
What turtles eat depend on the environment it lives in. Land-dwelling turtles will munch on beetles, fruit, and grass, where sea dwellers will gobble anything from algae to squids and jellyfish.
Interesting.
Maybe getting a little sparky food, I guess.
Spicy.
Oh, yeah. A little cuisine.
That wasn't that funny. I thought it was pretty funny though.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. Let's see.
Some turtles are carnivorous meat eaters, and other are herbivore plant eaters, and some are omnivorous, which is a mixture of both. Many baby turtles start their lives as carnivores, but grow to eat more plants as they mature.
Interesting. They can kind of decide their own diet.
Yeah, I've been thinking actually recently about trying a meatless diet.
Really?
Yeah, I just have, or just a trying to go vegan for like a month.
Yeah.
It would
It's
also
a lot easier than you think.
it would really push my food boundaries
yes, it
as
would.
well. And so
Because your staples are like a starch meat and cheese. Or
exactly,
a veg.
exactly. That's what I always do.
Yeah.
And I would love to be able to find more of those little alternative foods that I don't necessarily eat in my, or like even think about eating,
I would
that
love
I end
this.
up liking.
This would allow me to cook so much different range of things.
Yeah, and you don't like cooking the same thing.
No, and like we have like our staple like 10 meals that
Yes.
we kind of rotate through. But before we go even further, we have Why Not over at the roadside, taking home that $18.40 prize. Nicely done. That was game number 8.
Yeah, now we're getting rolled into a game number 9. Definitely getting rolled. Press play. We're gonna be watching out for that minor prize to see if we can click up over $100 to see, because as soon as it does click over that $100 mark, the very next game it will be clicking up from 52 to 56.
Absolutely. But no, that would be super interesting to try because I have so many different recipes saved for like meatless versions of things as well as vegan versions. Like there's a recipe for if you cut cauliflower in like almost like planks instead of just like the florets, you can grill them like a steak and it'll be like a grilled steak, but it's cauliflower instead.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't like any of those that like try to mimic meat. Any
Yeah.
of those that like any meat mimics or anything like that, I've never been a huge fan of.
Yeah, it's like a real thing.
Oh, I've had oven roasted cauliflower before.
Yeah, but they're cut into like through the core rather than like in the bite-sized pieces. You know what I mean?
No, I'm not getting like cut in half, like through the middle.
Kinda, yeah. Instead of off of the stem, they keep the stem and cut it through it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've had it like that before.
Oh, really? And
Yeah.
you grill them?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I've had them like that before. They're tasty.
Yeah, that's what the cauliflower steak is, so you
Yeah.
might like it.
It's one of my favorite ways to eat cauliflower.
Yeah, but you just like it on the side with meat.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm like. You can also do that with broccoli too, and it tastes delicious as well.
I
bet. But I any of those kinds of, I was just thinking of like, you know, the fake chicken nuggets or like the
Yeah.
whatever it is. I'm not a fan of them. They just it just tastes like, it doesn't taste like the actual meat.
We just had vegan corn dogs.
Yeah, and they were decent, but it was just because of the bread.
Yeah,
Like-
they have good breading.
Yeah, it was that they had really good breading on them. But if it was just the like dog inside it, I would not be a part of it. Not be about it. Let's keep on talking about turtles though, as turtles are they can breathe air
Amniotes.
and lay their eggs on land, although many species live in or around water.
These cold-blooded creatures have incredibly long lifespans. The oldest ever recorded was on the Tonga Island, and he ended up passing away at the grand old age of 188.
And this is not up to date because the new guy who is, I forget what's his name, we read him on air, but he's 190 now, which is really, really cool. So the record has been broken for oldest turtle.
Yeah, Jonathan,
Yeah.
the 190-year-old turtle.
And I think, well, I mean, he may be turning 191 sometime this year. I wonder when his birthday is.
Yeah, let's take a little peeky. I don't know.
Anything about Jonathan's birthday?
Unfortunately not. It said that they just celebrated it, not really a date. Maybe around February he has a birthday, so he might have just turned 190. I'm not 100% sure though, but we can double check and see if you can find it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna just look up Jonathan the Turtle's birthday. If
Yeah.
that doesn't pop up, I'm gonna give up on it. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to find Jonathan the Turtle's birthday, but that's awesome that he is that old.
Absolutely.
Really, really cool.
That is super cool. Turtles in general are just super cool, and I think all of the kids that ever watched Finding Nemo were like in love with sea turtles. His crush was just like the coolest guy ever.
Dude.
Noggin.
Finn. Noggin. Did. But actually, this brings this all around because we've talked about all the fun facts, all the cool things about turtles. But this is also a day to encourage us to also keep the turtles safe and everything like that, as many species of turtle are endangered. 129 of approximately 300 species of turtle and tortoises on Earth today are either vulnerable, endangered, or critically endangered, according to the IUCN. Threats include loss of habitat, poaching, and illegal pet trade.
Yeah, that does not surprise me. That is super sad, though. But we do have winning again. Why not over at the Riverside? Taking home $13.40 on this game number 9. Second win in a row.
Yeah, now we're getting enrolled into a game number 10. Super exciting stuff. We're going to watch if that minor jackpot can continue to grow into this game. We also got our eye on that major prize. It's at $3,324. 48 balls or less to win. And then there's that 44 ball or less mega, which we definitely want to give out.
Absolutely. Have you ever seen anyone get bitten by a snapping turtle?
No, but I actually told a story about a snapping turtle that I had today. As when I was in first, around then.
Yeah. Elementary.
Early elementary. I was playing around in the little schoolyard.
Okay.
And from the wooded area, there was a snapping turtle that came out, and it chased us all, and I was very scared.
Really?
Yeah,
It chased you?
Yeah, it like went after. They're faster than what you'd think.
Really?
Yeah, like it wasn't going like faster than the kids, but it was like it was cooking.
Yeah. I remember one time it was in the middle of my family's first big move, and we were trying to figure out where we wanted to go. And one of the properties that we were looking at had a huge pond off the back of the property. And so we were just out there looking at it when we were out looking at the house, and my dad had on like Tevas, like those Velcro sandals.
Yes.
And open toe. And he just got chomped on his bottom toe. And he had no idea what it was until he looked down and he saw this just absolutely massive snapping turtle just latched onto one of his small toes.
Oh, wow.
And I just remember him yelling so loud. And me being like on the other side of the pond with my mom. And we were like, what's going on?
Yes.
And he's like ripping this turtle off and chucking it into the water. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Okay, snapping turtles are scary.
It was a little scary.
They got some powerful jaws. I'm surprised he didn't lose a toe.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I think he like hit it on the head and it loosened.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. Well, happy
Gave him
Turtle
a little
Day.
bonk.
Happy Turtle Day.
Happy Turtle Day.
Yeah, 30 seconds to get enrolled in this game number 10. Definitely get enrolled and press play as that minor jackpot's already at $77. We do have another national day to get into, though.
Absolutely. But before we do that, I just want to say I used to want one of those massive tortoises that I could keep in a little kiddie pool.
Ah,
I
are those
love
legal?
No, I don't think so.
I didn't think so either.
But I was like a child.
Oh no, you can dream. You can dream.
Yeah.
I would totally take that as well. When
Didn't
I
you
was a
have
kid.
turtles at some point?
Yes, we did have little turtles. Super fun stuff.
Yeah, you're lucky.
We only had them
Look at that.
for barely any time. Then we set them free to take on the world.
Live in the wildlife.
But we do next National Day, National Taffy Day. May 23rd celebrates the mouthwatering confection on National Taffy Day. Taffy candy has been made and sold for many years and has become a favorite souvenir on for many vacationers.
That's true. I just watched a video of a taffy company that have been using the same recipe since like the 1915, I think he said, 1920, something like that. Something just super, super. It's been the same recipe that they've used throughout the entirety of they're owning that shop. And he doesn't use one of those taffy pulling machines. He uses the same hook that's been used through centuries of this business being open. And it's just a hook, and he does it by hand. And he hooks it over, flips it, hooks it, and he pulls the taffy by himself.
Really?
It was so cool.
That's really, really cool. I always think of Willy Wonka whenever I think of taffy, just because of the taffy stretcher, the dude getting all stretched out from it.
Oh, yeah.
That was super.
The taffy puller.
Yeah, the taffy puller. That was super funny. And I remember thinking as a kid that I wanted. That was like the one where I was like, I wish I could get trapped like that. Get like pulled out by the taffy stretcher, be like 7 foot. I wanted it as a kid. I was like, pull me out, get
It doesn't surprise me.
Get the taffy stretcher ready.
See, what I think of when I think of taffy is that small Bavarian town an hour from where we live now that has all these little candy shops and fudge places and all that. And I would go there, and they would just have like these barrels full of saltwater taffy.
What are you talking about?
Of Frankenmuth.
Frankenmuth. Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't
It's
know.
a small Bavarian town. It's an hour from us.
Yeah, I didn't know what you're talking about.
Well, Frankenmuth. And it's got a whole bunch of candy shops. Before I go even further, we do have a winner.
Spencer B. over at Don's Corner Bar taking home a must-go prize of $16. If that prize is over $100 and clicked up to 56, you would have been taking home the win, Spencer B. But that just means you're going to have a little bit more luck heading into these next few games, and hopefully you can repeat that same performance and take home a nice prize.
Absolutely. So get enrolled in this next game. Your guys are getting enrolled in a game number 11 now. But they would just have like those barrels full of taffy flavors, and we would just get those bags, those plastic bags that you could just fill up with candy. And me and my brother, we would just fill up just to the top of different saltwater taffy flavors, and then we would get sick of carrying them, and so we'd have to lug them around like a Santa sack throughout the downtown because my parents were like, "You bought it, like it's your responsibility now." And so I would just be like little me, like half my weight in taffy being pulled behind me. It was a lot of fun.
That's great. That's
what I
definitely
think
some
of when I
great
think of
stuff.
taffy.
I 100% think of Willy Wonka, and not even the good Willy Wonka. I think of the Johnny Depp Willy Wonka. That hey, out of nostalgia purposes, I love that Willy Wonka. I loved it as a kid. I can't rewatch it now because it's too weird, and I'm like,
weird.
Why did I enjoy this as a kid? But I did. I liked it a lot as a kid.
So did I. I can understand. I really loved the Oompa Loompas when I first watched it.
Yeah, the music in it,
numbers,
so good.
So good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I would have straight up told
That
you
man
as
went
a
crazy.
all the way up until about like probably 13 years old, I would have told you that that one was better than the original one.
Really?
Yeah, I was never a big fan of. I've never actually been a big fan of the original one. Now I like them. I like it better. Like I think it's a better movie than the original. But I'm still a bigger fan
of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
It's definitely more entertaining than the first one.
It's just because I was a kid when I watched it. Like I didn't watch the other one until after I watched the Johnny Depp one. And so the first one I ever watched was the why am I forgetting the director's name?
Tim Burton?
Tim Burton, yeah. The Tim Burton version. I feel like that's the better way to describe it because you could tell Tim Burton was behind it.
Definitely a weird one.
Yeah, it was it was a Tim Burton movie. And
oh my gosh, no. We just watched a clip of Johnny Depp just speaking how Johnny Depp does, slow drawl that he has, and then just switching it to when he went on to set and started talking like the Willy Wonka.
Good morning, sunshine.
Yeah, it was
the world says hello.
It was so trippy. Like it just the different voices that he did. It's very much.
No, it's amazing. Just like how everyone, just a lot of those actors can manipulate their voices like that and completely create a different character out of themselves.
Absolutely. I mean, there's people to this day that are like, that's not Johnny Depp.
It doesn't feel like it, especially with those big
teeth,
big fake teeth.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking that.
I loved it as a kid. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Don't know how I didn't find it weird, but
I liked it too as a kid.
But I didn't.
It was fun. It's for kids. I loved their take on Veruca Salt, the bubblegum chewer. Because I really liked that actress, and so I really liked how they did her.
Yeah, I'm not happy with her whatsoever, and I really have a disdain for that character, only because she convinced me that I could stick gum behind my ear and it would actually work, and it wouldn't get completely tangled in my hair, and I'd have to wake up and.
I get that.
Get like peanut butter out to get the gum out of my hair.
Have you ever gotten gum stuck in your hair?
I did that. Like
you
this
did?
is a story.
This is 100% true.
This is a 100% story that I believe that I could put it behind my ear.
Veruca Salt did you dirty.
And then because I've always had a little bit longer hair, especially as a kid.
And behind your ears.
It got completely covered with hair and was just like fully in there.
I was lucky. I've never gotten gum stuck in my hair.
Yeah, no, it's because of her. It's because of her.
Veruca Salt.
Yeah, she did that to me. But I do have a little bit of fun facts. As saltwater taffy was invented in Atlantic City in 1883.
Really?
Yeah.
Many manufacturers claim that David Bradley was one of the first sellers of the candy ever.
Yeah, really cool. A huge storm hit Atlantic City and flooded the boardwalk. Bradley's store was flooded and the ocean water soaked the entire store of taffy. In one account, a young girl asked if the store was still had taffy for sale. Bradley jokingly told the girl to grab some of the saltwater taffy.
Wow.
And that's how it was That's
through a flood.
That's funny. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
What a happy
Obviously,
mistake.
today is National Taffy Day. Modern technology allows confectioners to produce 1,000 pieces of taffy a minute.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, in 1 hour, enough pieces of taffy are made to cover 1/3 of the length of Atlantic City.
That's really cool. We do have John G over at American Legion Waseca taking home $17.40 on that one. And now we are getting enrolled into a game number 12.
Absolutely. That miner was not able to click up over $100, but it should definitely be doing so in this next enrolling screen. So when we get enrolled in a game number 13, if it doesn't go out in this next game, it's going to be clicking up to 56 balls for you guys.
Okay. And the 3 most popular taffy flavors sold by the Sweet Candy Company are peppermint, cinnamon, and chocolate.
Really?
That very much surprises me.
That really surprises me.
I never get those.
I was going to say, those might be my 3 least picked flavors.
Those are the ones I avoid. Maybe
Yeah.
peppermint. Maybe peppermint I'll pick out. But
Maybe chocolate I'll pick, but
I'm not picking cinnamon for sure.
no.
And most of the time I'm not going with any of the dark colored ones. Like
No.
I'm going with the light, like nice green, the nice yellow.
Yeah, now I want to know some of the taffy flavors.
Yeah, what are some taffy flavors that are out there? Banana, grape,
orange
cream. Yeah. Raspberry, watermelon.
Root beer, float, vanilla. Those are like 2 of my staple flavors.
I wouldn't get root beer.
It's pretty good.
I know it is. I've had it before, but
It's just sweet.
I never choose the ones that are dark. Dark. That was just like what I chose to avoid. Was I only got like light colored taffy.
Any particular reason? That's
No.
just what your preference was?
I just thought that taffy should be a like fruit flavor.
The top best-selling flavors of saltwater taffy are banana, watermelon, frosted cupcake, cotton candy. I was a big fan of the cotton candy.
That's another good one.
Raspberry, strawberry, licorice. I've never tried the licorice. And a caramel swirl. I've had like a caramel apple one.
I've
that
had the
was pretty
caramel
good.
swirl before.
I don't think I've had ever regular caramel, but it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. Some cool stuff. Definitely a really, really fun. A little bit of taffy information for you guys now.
Yeah.
What?
I was just reading more flavors.
Oh, well, happy Taffy Day. As you guys got 35 seconds to get enrolled in this next game, that minor jackpot has clicked over $100. So that means it'll be clicking up from 52 to 56. And we still got our eye on that major at $3,377. 48 balls or less to win. And then a $100,000 mega jackpot.
Absolutely, but we have one final national day to get into as you guys are getting enrolled in a game number 12, and it is National Lucky Penny Day. On May 23rd, National Lucky Penny Day hopes you'll find some good luck all day long. Heads or tails, it doesn't matter which side you find. Does it matter which side you find your penny? Absolutely it does. Heads up means good luck.
Yeah, but there's the whole entire saying, like, find a penny, pick it up. The
All
rest
day
of the
long
day,
you'll have good luck.
yeah, all day long you'll have good luck.
I know.
And that has nothing to do with sides.
No, but I've also seen people just, if it's of tails, they'll flip it over and leave it
Yes,
heads for somebody
that's
else.
the way you're supposed to do it. Is if you find it, you're supposed to flip it over for the next person so that they can pick it up.
Yeah.
I like it either way. I don't really.
I typically don't pick up pennies I see on the street anymore. When I was like a teen and younger, I typically did. If I saw loose change anywhere, I'd be like, oh, okay. But I don't do that anymore.
I pick up anything that's bigger than a penny. Anything that's because I wouldn't go and pick up the nickel,
Yeah.
but because I think the nickel's a quarter on the ground, by the time I get there, I'm just picking it up and I'm like, okay, I got myself a nickel now. But everything else, I'm going for it.
I just saw something really interesting that a 1999 penny, there was a group that was manufactured and it was printed wrong. And so now they're on the search for them and they're up to $50,000 a penny.
Really?
Yeah, there's I don't really know what the name of it was that he said, but it was the logo around the edge, it was misprinted opposite on the other side on accident. And so
Really?
you see half the letters that are on the opposite side. And
Okay.
it's misprinted. And so they're trying to find them. And only one has been found so far, but it's valued over $50,000.
Wow, that's really, really cool. Well, you have to look up some of that. As I talk about some of these crazy fun facts about pennies, pennies are not made of copper. Fun little thing. The modern 1-cent coin is actually composed mainly of zinc with a copper coating. As such, pennies buried in gardens with rebel slugs, which get an electric shock from touching copper and zinc. Ah, so it keeps the slugs away. Abraham Lincoln was the first historical figure to be on the U.S. coin. He was first portrayed on the penny in 1909 to commemorate his 100th birthday. The Lincoln penny is also the first U.S. cent to include the word "In God We Trust."
Really? Yeah, it's on the right before "In God." It's supposed to be there's a misprint of like half of the letters.
Ah, that's really cool. We got Darla over at Farmington Lane, taking home $18.20. Oh, Darla. Definitely a great win. And now we're getting enrolled into a game number 13. With that minor prize clicking up from 52 to 56, we're getting excited here.
Absolutely. I can't find the name of what it's called, but there's been a second one found apparently, but they're about $50,000 to $65,000 in worth.
Damn, I'll start looking through my pennies to see if I
Yes.
can find one. Okay, penny costs 1.82 cents to manufacture. Fun fact. Between production costs and shipping, the one coin costs, a little bit. Okay, no, it's actually 0.0. Oh wait, 1.8. Yeah, it is 1.8 cents each, and comes to 69 million in losses compared to their total value.
Oh my gosh. They lose almost $70 million for producing pennies.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Just stop producing pennies.
Honestly, I mean, what gets paid in pennies anymore?
Literally, you just get it back. I feel like you don't actually pay in pennies, you just receive them.
No, you just take them to the coin store and get
Yeah.
cash back. That's the most your pennies will give you.
And even then, they take a chunk of your profit.
Yeah. When spinning a penny, the chance of it landing on tails is 80%. Spinning
How?
a coin is often believed to be a 50-50 proposition.
Yeah.
However, when it comes to the penny, the side the Lincoln head of the Lincoln head is a bit heavier than the flip side. The coin's center of mass ends up lying more towards heads. Moreover, flipping a coin is not 50-50, but 51-49, based toward the side that the initial facing up.
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a 51-49 if just by having whatever is facing up.
51-49 bias towards the side that was initially facing up.
Yeah, so when
Facing up.
so when you're flicking your coin, the one that's facing up has the higher odds of landing. But also you get even higher odds, 80%, if you're flipping a penny, no matter what side it's on.
Do these mean
for
like
it to-
spinning? Like spinning a coin, like a.
They're saying spinning a coin is often 50-50 proposition. I'm thinking that they're talking about like a coin flip.
Okay, because when I think of spinning, I think of like a dreidel. Like I think of them like spinning it on a table, and then because one side's heavier, it goes
down. I feel like that may be the 80%.
And then the 51-49 is if you're flipping. Yeah, flipping a coin is not 50-50. All right, but spinning is believed to be 80-20.
Ah, just with the
Interesting.
penny. Interesting stuff. I might have to use that to win some bets. But we do have some more fun facts. In 1987, the 18-year-old freshman raised $28,000 by collecting a penny from 2.8 million people. Mike Hayes, a student from the University of Illinois, came up with the idea to raise money he needed for college tuition. He contracted a newspaper columnist at the Chicago Tribune to ask him to write his readers a simple request: send a penny. They sent 90,000 letters and about 2.9 million pennies, which was more than covered his tuition.
That's insane. Have you heard of the paperclip theory? How you trade a paperclip?
Have you not seen the story?
Yeah, no, I have.
Yeah, there's a whole story that's around the paperclip, that he traded the paperclip all the way
I
up
was
to...
just seeing if you had heard about it.
Oh, yes. You said it like it was a theory, and I was like, no, this actually came in practice.
No, it is.
Happened.
Multiple people have done it, and people have bought homes from it, and I think that's insane.
It's so cool.
It's so cool.
You gotta have a lot of good connections at the beginning, though. That's the way, because all those people always like have their best friend give them a way more valuable item than whatever they have.
That's true. Yeah, that makes sense because I don't get to see the people who contribute.
And then once it gets popular enough, you can definitely tell that people just want to be a part of the story, and so they'll give like, oh, I have a brand new lawnmower, but I have this older lawnmower that still runs. I'll trade you that painting, which is worth only $10 for this lawnmower that's actually worth $50, but I get to be a part of your story kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. But we got Becky over at Classic Bull who's taken home $26.60. That miner is going to be clicking up in ball count for you guys. Is it? No.
No, it already
did
click up.
Yep, that's right. But you guys will have another shot at this. And if you get over $200 on that miner, this very next game, it's going to be clicking up for you guys.
Yeah, already getting into a game number 14, flying through these games. But the oddly familiar smell that comes from pennies and other coins is actually a human body odor. The smell is produced when human sweat reacts with metal and creates that metallic smell.
That is so gross. I thought it was just like copper smell.
No, it's human
body odor
mixed with the metal. Yeah, a little fun fact for you.
That is so gross. I mean, I just don't like to think about in general how dirty money is.
Yeah, I never think about it.
I try not to, but every once in a while I'll see something about it, and I'm just like, wow, that is absolutely disgusting.
I think about how, because, you can do that with everything. Like, everything is so dirty and everything's gross, no matter where you're going. Like, if you just touch the side of an aisle while you're grocery shopping,
you don't know what's touched it.
It's really, really gross. But, I mean, if you really think about it, humans were living for, 80 years while, literally living in their own feces. I'm not, I feel like it's a little bit of, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and those little bit of germs, they're never gonna hurt me, and so I don't care.
Should I tell them the beard fact?
The beard fact? No, you shouldn't. It's gross. The first person for the penny had the inscription "Mind your business." The coin was designed by Benjamin Franklin and only minted in 1787. It was replaced by the 1-cent piece with the motto
E pluribus in
Latin for out of many one.
Yeah, out of many one.
Yeah, really, really cool stuff. Well, happy Lucky Penny Day. Definitely some fun little penny facts.
Absolutely. I love that people, even not necessarily pennies, but something as small as a penny that they've held on to for their entire life is seen as their lucky item or their lucky charm. And I know people who have held on to a singular penny or a coin that they've been holding on to for their entire life that they deem as their lucky token, and I think that's super cute.
I think still in my old football cleats, in underneath the sole of it, I have a nickel.
Really?
That I had it somehow got dubbed as my lucky coin, and then I just stuck it. I would stick it under my basketball sneaker sole as well as my football cleat sole, and run with them.
I kind of had one. It was a silver dollar, and it was given to me by a old-timey impersonator at a place called Greenfield Village here in Michigan, and I held on to that thing. I probably still have it. It was just the coolest thing, and it was just this guy that I thought was super important.
I just remembered why I kept my lucky penny. But keep on with your story.
That was it.
That was the story.
I just thought he was super important, and I thought it was super cool that it was $1 in coin form, and so I was like, I'm gonna hold on to this forever.
Yeah. Well, I think I found the nickel on the football field while I was in track season.
Okay.
And this all started during track. I found it, and I was waiting for my relay in the race.
Yeah.
And so I then realized that I'm about to start going, and so I just quickly throw the coin into my shoe because I have no pocket, and I ended up PRing, having my best run ever. And I was like, I'm never dropping this coin off anywhere. I'm keeping this in my shoes for every sport.
That's awesome.
It worked out. I think I got it my junior year, and then I ended up breaking 3 school records in football the next year. So
yeah.
So I feel like the lucky one worked. I went from throwing 0 yards in my junior year to throwing a school record my senior year.
That's very funny. That's so comical. But no, that's awesome that you had that. I mean, it definitely pushes you to think that you're doing your best.
Oh, and half of sports and like those kinds of things is confidence. And so if it's a lucky penny and in whatever it is, like some people don't wash their practice jersey, but I mean those are a little bit grosser ones. But people have all kinds of things that make them more confident in what they're doing.
Little superstitions.
And that's a great way to be able to play better, because confidence, you always play better with a little bit of confidence.
Yeah, but we got Becky over at the Classic Bowl, who's taken home $33.40 on this game number 14.
Speaking of playing with confidence, our Twins got to be playing with confidence after the game that they just had.
Really?
They are 25-16 this season, and you can read it. I want you to read this game because it's a crazy game.
Right. Okay. Well, Gio Ursula hit a tie-breaking single in the 9th inning to complete Minnesota's comeback from a 6-run deficit, lifting the Twins over the Kansas City Royals 7-6 on Sunday. Beautiful. That win was pretty special, manager Rocco Baldelli said.
Yeah.
And it was especial in the way that it came together, the number of contributors. Down 6-0, the Twins scored 5 times in the 8th, capped by Kyle Garlick's 2-run homer. Wow. Jorge Polanco drew a leadoff walk from Josh Staumont.
Yeah, that's the best. I don't know Josh Staumont, but
in the 9th, Max Kepler doubled, and Gary Sanchez tied it with his second sacrifice fly in 2 innings. With 2 outs, Ursula singled for the lead.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so
6-0.
They went up 1-0 in the third.
Okay.
In the third inning. Then I think in the 5th inning they scored 5 runs and got up to 6-0. In the 8th inning, so the final 2 innings, we were able to score 7 runs.
Comeback kids, my friends.
5 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th, and we're able to win. I mean, if that's not a confidence booster, I don't know what is.
That is absolutely awesome.
But that was the only great Twins win we had over the weekend. As we had our Twins were playing phenomenally over the weekend, as they were playing the Royals, and they beat the Royals 9-2 on Saturday.
Beautiful.
And then on Friday they beat them 6-4.
Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and that's coming after that 14-4 win against the Athletics.
We are on a hot streak.
Yeah, 4-game winning streak right now, and hopefully we can keep it on track, as today we are taking on the Tigers. They're coming over to us to play at 6:40 tonight.
We should be able to beat them, right?
I think so. They have they have the reverse record of us with like a 16-20 something record.
Yeah. Just shut them out.
Yeah, I think we can get the win. And so support our Minnesota Twins by playing the great E-Tab game, Twins Win. Pick a lucky batter in the Home Run Derby bonus round to win some Grand Slam prizes.
Absolutely. You can also check in tomorrow during 12 to 1 to play a little bit of Twins Bingo. You can support them that way as well. And while you're out there during that Twins Bingo tomorrow and our lunchtime show, taking home some wins, you're also earning some points towards the Twiking Zone.
Yeah, and in 9th place in the player side of this Twiking Zone, we have a 2-way tie between Elsa at Titan Sports Saloon and Pooba over at Brian's Bar and Grill, 107,000 points. In 8th place, getting bumped back from 7th, we got Yo-Yo over at Halfley's Bar with 124,000 points. Moving up from 8th into 7th, we got Lucky Tim at Lakefront Bar with 126,000 points. 6th place, staying right put, it's Bobo at Corner Bar and Goodhue with 136,000 points. With 154,000 points in 5th place, we got GTZ over at the Midi. 4th place is Mikey Wins over at Steve O's with 159,000 points. 3rd place, staying put, Sinbob over at Corky's Bar South Haven, 180,000 points. But I even saw Sinbob get some wins on today. 2nd place, we got Nan at Corky's Bar South Haven, 195,000 points. And in 1st place, it's Scrub Eye over at VFW Lane with 256,000 points.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I felt like a horse racer in that one.
A little bit.
It was like mixture between horse racer, auctioneer, and I don't know what else.
You need to be a little bit quicker to be an auctioneer, but...
Yeah, but it's the tone.
Yes,
It's
definitely.
the tone of voice, you know? If I could speed it up like... Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
I feel like you'd be a great auctioneer.
I feel like I stumble too much with my words. I have to take
You just got to practice.
No, I don't think that's how. I don't think that's gonna help me. Because you got to think about each one when someone sticks up a number.
Yeah.
I got to think of the number that they're now betting, and then I got to be like, anybody got whatever the next number amount is. And then I got to do math in my head
and ramble all throughout
and ramble throughout the entire thing. I'm not gonna say it right.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'll jump right into the location standings. It won't be as exciting as the player side of things, but hopefully you enjoy it just as much. In 10th place, we have Main Street Pub in Kimball, who sits with 166,000 with 211,000 points. In 9th place, we have VFW Blaine. But before I go any further, we do have a winner.
Zip over at the Wood Tick Inn, taking home $37.20. Just 3 balls away from taking home that minor prize, and would be taking home that minor prize if they hit it in that same ball count when we get into this game number 16.
Absolutely. But zippity-doo-dah, get enrolled in this next game. I swear, hopefully we can give out this jackpot.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay, my oh my. Let's talk about the PGL standings.
Vikings.
Oh, we're only in the Twiking zone. We're not getting through the script very fast. We got to get going.
All right. Well, in 8th place, we have Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards in Coon Rapids with 20,000 points, with 266,000 points. In 7th place, we have Our Place on 3rd in Faribault. 6th places are Steve-O's in Crystal with 273,000, and with 282,000. In 5th place, we have Eagles Rochester in Rochester. 4th place is Corner Bar in Goodhue with 287,000. In 3rd place, it's American Legion Fridley with 399,000, but with 482,000. In 2nd place, we have Corky's Bar South Haven, and in our number 1 spot, we have VFW Spring Lake Park sitting with a whopping 772,000.
Yeah, good job to all those players and locations duking it out in those standings. We have some E-tabs to get into, and right now we're listening to one of my favorite E-tab sounds because it can also do this. It's called a little bit of Roaring 20s. You can time travel between 1920 and 2020, where you can play in 1920 with a little bit of less volatile decks with great prizes, more consistent prizes, or you can head on over to 2020 with more volatile deck with crazy big prizes. It's a super fun game, awesome bonus rounds, and great sounds to go along with it.
Absolutely. Not to mention that bonus round. You guys definitely want to check that out. But if that doesn't sound like your cup of tea, don't worry. We have over 50 different charitable E-tab games that you guys can choose to play at any time. And there are such a wide variety of different themes, whether you like monsters, superheroes, even monkeys. We have something for you guys, so definitely go check those out. All of those games will have an 85% payout and huge prizes up to $1,500. And all of those games have small bets between 50 cents and $5. Awesome bonus rounds as well as free play. Not to mention those extreme launches that we've been implementing.
Yes, definitely. Really, really great stuff there. But Roaring 20s, we were actually just looking at a time travel movie. What's it called? Where he's got his love interest and he even talks to her as a kid. And
Time Traveler's Wife.
Yeah, the Time Traveler's Wife. And they just are making a new show with it.
Yes, they just made a remake.
And I feel like a show could almost do it more justice.
Probably.
Yeah, I just feel like a show could handle that concept, like in a more broader, and handle the romance that the first one brought, where it was like the two coming back together, but they can bring in a more of the freaky side of it, and kind of the scary moments. The movie was a lot more
like leading her through her life to meet him in the end. You know, like. Almost like grooming in a sense.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Where it's like they just have this companionship and this like love for each other throughout the entirety of her life, and they just kind of grow together, and he always goes back and visits her at these different points, and I think that's like the main concept of like the movie.
Yes, it's like the falling in love process.
Yes, whereas in the show I think it's going to be a lot more focused on like
the time travel aspect.
Yes.
And that's what I would be interested to see in what the show can do, because they can focus on the time travel, but also still have that nice love romance that can bring it all together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a watch. I think I want to watch it.
You think so?
Yeah, just because, I mean, why not? It's got good actors and actresses in it.
I don't like his hair.
Really?
His long hair.
You're not a fan of it, even
No.
though it looks natural?
I've never seen Theo James with long hair before, and so it might just be weird for me to see that, but I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing a character, so I don't really think much of it. I just think it's a character with long hair kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was, I guess, now that I think about it, Theo James,
He's just very clean cut, dude.
He's been a very, very clean cut, like in every
Yeah.
role he's ever played in, that at least I've seen.
Yeah,
And so,
I've never seen him look so disgruntled.
and so honestly, I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it the way his hair looked. Like, I like the whole disgruntled look because he looks clean in other parts, and that's like the kind of side that they didn't show in the movie.
Yeah,
that I
he
thought
always looked.
like that it would be a depressing thing to be jumping back in time and like
Yeah.
missing out on pieces of your life and everything like that. You would get to a disgruntled, depressed place, and so I almost enjoyed the fact that you got to see a little bit more of the emotional side of it.
Well, we do have a winner between Sebastian as well as Race 2H. Sebastian over at Niçois Legion and Race 2H over at Miltona Liquor Store. Both of you guys splitting up that $78.80 Musco prize. Just one ball off from that minor. But don't worry, guys. It will be clicking over to this next game, and that ball count will be clicking up for you guys as well.
Oh, yeah, but we have a little bit of music history to get into with you guys going after this minor jackpot in this game number, what? 17?
Game number 17.
Already game number 17. $447 available on that one. Definitely getting rolled. But the music history. In 1985, Aretha Franklin Appreciation Day in Michigan. The governor, James Blanche, declares the singer one of Michigan's national resources. And I that's a compliment. And I think he's just saying she's one of the greatest things to ever come out of Michigan.
Yeah, no, she definitely earned it. She definitely had like an entire just legacy of following in her heyday.
Yeah, and so Aretha Franklin, huge celebrity that I think really had a huge influence on
Beautiful voice.
on music, and I think continues to have an influence on music.
Yeah. I don't think she's alive.
No, I'm talking about like her music.
Okay, I
still
was gonna
continues
say.
to influence other
Yes, yes, yes.
musicians, so that her music still
Yeah,
lives
she's
in today's
very
music.
much an inspiration to people pursuing music.
Yeah.
Well, that is super exciting. And we have our next National Day, and this one was just from this past year. Into 2021, Drake wins Artist of the Decade at the Billboard Music Awards.
It's hard to argue. Like, even though I'm not a fan, like, I would never say Drake is, like, the greatest artist of this decade. Like, I'd probably give it to, like, an Adele or I don't know even in the 2010s, because that's what the decade's for. I would,
Yeah. I don't know. Beyonce.
Like, just one of those really magnificent voices that are
Yeah.
almost breathtaking to hear, just the range that they have and that ability. But if you talk about strictly, like, success, like, Drake has been on top of every single trend that has ever happened. Like, he
Yeah.
made the little kiki dancing outside your car
Yeah.
trend before anybody was dancing on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, he was on those things before they became popular, and
give it to him.
he has been a very, very influential artist in the entire music market. I think he's huge and gets a little bit too much hate because of the persona he puts out there,
Yeah.
but he brings it on himself, being like, I'm a certified lover boy.
Ew. Yeah, Eminem was the past winner for the 2000s.
And that kind of feels the same as Drake. Like, I don't necessarily, I like Eminem better than I like Drake, but
absolutely.
But it's kind of the same way where I thought there's a lot greater artists out there, but Eminem, like, could sell so many records. He was one of the more lyrically inclined rappers of the time, and so it makes sense. But I would probably choose someone with those just like breathtaking voice over him.
Yeah, I can agree to that, but definitely very impressive.
And then the
that they did
90s,
that.
I was surprised that that who won the award was Mariah Carey.
She was really big in the 90s.
Yeah.
She very quickly fell off.
Yeah,
but,
the voice was ridiculous then.
yeah, no, after she kind of started being in that relationship with, who was that? Nick Cannon. Oh my goodness. She kind of fell a little bit, but
Yeah, was that the first time that yes, it's only two others have received the accolade with Mariah Carey and Eminem.
yeah.
So Mariah Carey was the first one to ever win it.
Interesting.
Really, really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Well, Drake won it on today just a year ago. So, good job, Drake. Keeps himself. He still is at the top of billboards.
Yeah, he is.
I know John with Hot Take Higgins. He'd be all over that.
Oh, absolutely.
That music day in history. He loves himself a bit of Drake.
Oh, yeah, he does. But you guys definitely love a little bit of the PGL action. You guys get to be a part of each and every week. We have our specialty nights on Tuesday as well as Wednesdays. Our MegaSota game night gets kickstarted at 6:40 each and every Tuesday, and our Wild Wednesday happens at 7, going all the way till 9 on Wednesdays. But if you guys want to be a part of that and earning those PGL points as well as some cash, you guys get to sign up at pgl.world. Once you're a member of the Pilot Gambling League, you'll be able to compete for those PGL points as well as have access to insider information.
Oh, and there's another rapper, Wiz, over at Sox Vandals Heights, taking home that jackpot of $650-something. Good job, Wiz. We'll get that exact total of that jackpot to you.
$656.80.
Yeah, good job, Wiz. Now we are getting enrolled into a game number 18. We're going to take a break for this game number 18, and we'll be back for game number 19. Hey guys, and we love giving out jackpots, and we were able to do so just this weekend, giving out 8 jackpots, making our rolling week 23 jackpots for the rolling week, and 468 jackpots for this season 11.
Absolutely, and we had Friday getting started off strong with Angel Ma over at Ugly Putters, who got to take home $872.
Then the final jackpot on Friday, we had Blue Under over at Underground Bar and Grill, taking home $1,212.
Nicely done, but it didn't slow down on Saturday as we had Tippy over at Vic's Bar and Grill Moorhead take home a whopping $7,298.
Yeah, and you weren't kidding when it didn't slow down on Saturday, as Brandon over at Albany Bowling Center also took home a great jackpot of $6,389.
And next up, we gave out a jackpot of $740 going out to Jammy Bar over at Max's on Main.
Good job. We also had the biggest jackpot of the weekend go
That's
out
right.
on Saturday, and it's pretty sizable.
Absolutely.
$75,849 went out to Mark over at the Albany Bowling Center.
Nicely done, Mark. That is a huge whopper of a jackpot. Congratulations on that 75 grand. But on Saturday, our final jackpot that went out to Sam over at the Willows, who got to take home $1,020.
Oh yeah, and then the only winner of Sunday, the final winner of the weekend, went out to Faux Shilar over at Frank's Bar, taking home $693.
Well, make sure you guys are coming out each and every day for all the great jackpots we have on the line for you guys to try your hand at. And remember, while you play Pilot games, your community wins.
Hey guys, and we are back for a little bit more Jackpot Hunter action. We just had a game number 18, and we're now getting rolled into game number 19. 30 seconds to do so. A minor prize of $47, 52 balls or less to win. A major prize of $3,729, 48 balls or less to win, and a 44 ball or less 100 grand mega jackpot. We'll see if we can give out any of these, but let's talk about the game number 18 winner.
That's right. Actually, last game we gave out a little prize of $16.40 going out to B&A over at Lucky 13 Burnsville.
Yeah, good job to that winner. But let's talk about the players that just got signed up at PGL.World, where they can now earn points for those PGL standings. We got Chicken Dinner, Pete, HDS, Vivium, Wildlife 97, Number One Mom, Chapster, Regs, Mac MC, Trip G91, and Augustus BD.
Absolutely. You know, I haven't seen that name anywhere really anymore. I know it was like big in the early 2000s, but Trip. I haven't heard.
Trip?
Yeah. At least like in movies and stuff, there was always characters named Trip in the early 2000s.
I've heard of.
Yeah,
I know it was a popular nickname.
Nickname?
I don't know if it. I don't know of anybody named actually Trip.
It might be a nickname that I'm thinking of, but just characters called Trip. I'd definitely not heard that much now.
Yeah, I have never heard it in a movie. Never hear anybody called Trip.
Really?
Yeah, I think nicknames have just gotten less of
Yeah.
a thing, because nicknames usually are like something to do with you, and then like it's a whole entire thing of like, are you like negatively enforcing something, or are you like my dad? He had a good friend that I actually ended up going to school with his kid.
Yeah.
But the dad and my dad's friend, his name was the Mop.
Okay.
And that was because he just fell everywhere. Like he just fell a lot.
Yeah.
And so they called him the Mop. And I think even one of the stories, like, he got the nickname was because he was surfing on the top of a car and fell off of it while he was surfing on top,
Oh my gosh.
and just like tumbled off, and he was fine and stuff like that. But there was just stories like that that made him get the nickname Mop. And I was like, yeah, no one would ever do that kind of stuff anymore. Just give someone a nickname like that for like.
Well, my brother had a nickname in high school based on a bad haircut that he had.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Yeah, and so it stuck with him, and he's got people alumni that he sees that would still call him that nickname.
Yeah, that's interesting. He also got called Beef too.
Yeah, our last name is Agus, and so my entire life I just got always called Angus, and he did too, and so we all grew up with the nickname Angus Beef.
Yeah, that makes sense. I probably would have called him Beef.
Yeah, his football coach still calls him Beef.
I feel like that's not an insult, though, by any means in football.
No, he was a beefy boy.
We have Sheila and SSP splitting up that must-go prize of $20.60. Sheila at Vic's Bar and Grill in Moorhead. SSP over at McCarran's Grill and Pub.
All right, nicely done. That was game number 19. We're about to begin enrolled in a game number 20 already.
Wow.
But like I was saying, we do have those PGL nights tomorrow and Wednesday for you guys to come out and try your hand at. Make sure you guys are signed up at pgl.world to be awarded those points, and that way you can compete with these top 10 standings.
Yeah, and in 10th place, we got Reyes 22 over the Old Town Tavern with 1,140,000 points. With 1,166,000 points in 9th place, we got Sarah Honey over at Eagles Austin. 8th place is Bucks over at Rustic Saloon with 1,174,000 points. With 1,174, slightly ahead of Buck, we got in 7th place OE50 over at Stanchion Bar. 6th place is Nixon at VFW Roseville with 1,209,000 points. With 1,342,000 points in 5th place, we got Bryzo over at the Underground Bar and Grill. 4th place is Forget You D at Eagles Austin with 1,487,000 points. With 1,742,000 points in 3rd place, we got Big Dog over at Rustic Saloon. 2nd place is Keith over at Billy's Rockford with 2,072,000 points. With 2,200,000 points in 1st place, we got Bam Bam over at Stewartville Legion Post.
Absolutely. You guys have just about a minute, 20 seconds to get enrolled in this next game before I go over these location standings. And in 10th place, we have Neighbors Pub Dover in Dover sitting with 4,122,000. 9th place is Atomic Star Tavern in Mankato with 4,209,000. But with 4,327,000 in 8th place, we have Leo's Sports Bar in Mazeppa. 7th place is VFW Northfield sitting with 4,552,000. But with 5,084,000 in 6th place, we have Neeson's Gaylord. 5th place is American Legion Cleveland sitting with 5,250,000. With 5,703,000 points in 4th place, we have Blasco's Embassy Bar in St. Peter. 3rd place is Poppers in Virginia, who had a big rise last week, and now they sit with 5,794,000. But then in the 6 million point club, we have our top two locations. And in 2nd place, we have Billy's Rockford sitting with 6,691,000. And then with 6,933,000 in 1st place, we have 3rd Rail Bar and Grill in Big Lake.
Yeah, good job to all those locations and players killing it so far this season. And hopefully our Wild can kill it this offseason. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning and Panthers playing tonight. Seeing if the Tampa Bay Lightning can seal off, get the sweep, because right now they're up 3-0 in that one. And then we have the Avalanche versus the Blues happening later tonight, where the Avalanche are up 2-1 in that NHL playoff series. So we'll see what those come out to tonight.
Right.
I've already said it. I'm putting my chips down on the Blues because we lost to them, and so I want to be the second best team in the playoffs. And so if they win the Stanley Cups, then we were the second best team in the playoffs.
I like that.
And you can't tell me different. We just ran into them too early. That's all. We just ran into them too early. But you guys could send some luck for our Minnesota Wild during this offseason by playing the great ETAB game. Let's go Wild. Play at any of your favorite Minnesota bars.
Absolutely. But the water is officially open, and so we have a awesome fishing report done for you guys. Just updated on the 18th. This is for the Brainerd Lake areas of northern Minnesota, and this was done by the Outdoors Weekly. Well, it felt good to be back on the big lake, aka Leech Lake, after a long winter, and boy was it windy, but the walleye seemed to be okay with that. A lot of mixed reports throughout the weekend, but what seemed to be a constant was getting up early and hitting the bite at first light being the seemingly constant, along with a midday bite and that last hour before dark. Otherwise, at times, it was pretty spotty.
Yeah, okay. So right as it gets the morning.
Dusk and dawn.
Dusk and dawn. That's when you want to be out fishing. That's when it seems to be getting the bite. So definitely get out there on Leech Lake, the Brainerd area lakes, and try and get there right at that dusk or right at that dawn to try and catch some nice fish.
Absolutely. But I know while you guys are out there getting big catches, you guys are going to be taking as many pictures as possible to plaster all over Facebook. And you know what you can do the exact same thing with? When you're catching big jackpots with Pilot Games. games. We would love to see you guys out there having a good time. So whether you're holding up a jackpot, your best buddy, or even just a brew, we want to see you guys having a great time out there. So take as many player pictures as possible and send them our way. You can share them directly onto our Facebook page, email them us to jackpots@pilotgames, or even you can share them on any of your social media with the hashtag pilotgames.
Yeah, I know something really surprising, because I hear a lot of like on dating profiles. Now I don't hear a lot about like just like your regular profile, like posts and stuff like that, but on online dating profiles, having like a fish catch and stuff like that. I've heard a lot of people be like, "Oh, it's such a like basic thing, like such a crazy." You're actually statistically significantly more likely to get like the A-OK swipe if you have one of those pictures.
Really? We got Reggie over at Brian's Bar and Grill taking home that must-go prize, $26.40 going in your pocket. Nicely done. That was game number 20. We're about to begin rolled into game number 21.
Yeah, I would have never expected to statistically rise your likelihood of
your chances of getting a swipe right.
Yeah, exactly.
I never would have guessed.
But it does. It increases your chances by like a significant margin, like a 30 to 25% margin kind of thing. If you have that photo compared to people who don't have that photo.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I didn't realize that would be such a
big indicator.
Would be an indicator, but it actually is one of the biggest like indicators in changing lives is if you have like a fishing photo and if you don't have one.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it makes more sense why so many people have them.
Yeah, there's a lot
I've never
of people.
had a fishing one, and I've never had luck with the online dating site. So I guess the good thing I got it. Vikings news. We all got a little bit of questions about the number, the second-round draft pick, Andrew Booth, coming off of his injury. What is he going to bring? Is he going to bring a tough attitude? Is he going to skip out on a bunch of games because he's going to really nurse that injury? I don't think that's what it's going to. It's going to be one of those players where you got to hold him back from getting on the field because Booth's toughness is one of the attributes that the Vikings liked best about the former Clemson cornerback. I mean, he played 35 games for the Tigers while he was playing there. He started for 11 of the possible 13 games last season. He missed a game against Syracuse early on in the season, October 15th, and then left the game November 6th early against Louisville due to injury, and didn't come back for to play against Connecticut on November 13th. Booth, however, did play in the final 2 games of the regular season and in Clemson's bowl game against Iowa State before undergoing surgery. He is on the mend and will be ramped up as time progresses, but the Vikings were willing to trade up to get him at that 42 spot, and because of the way they viewed his talent and potential. And I think if you have any questions about him being injury prone or anything like that, it all comes down to, or he's going to not be that tough guy. Yeah, he's going to be that tough guy. I mean, he came out, and even after getting the injury that he had to get surgery for, he went out there and played 3 more games for his team. He didn't, even though he was a solidified second round draft pick in the NFL, he still played those 3 games because he loves football, he loves the game, and he wanted to get out there for his team. And that just is the kind of guy you want to build a culture around.
Absolutely.
And the kind of guy you want in your facility.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. That shows real dedication, and I think that's awesome. Yeah,
and so send some luck over to our Vikings by playing the great ETAP game, Vikings Victory. Pick a letter in the Skull bonus to see if you can win some big prizes. But we're in this game number 21, last of 3 chances of this one. So we'll see if we can give it out in this first of 3. But that miner is already at $108, so if we don't give it out in 52 balls or less, it will be clicking up from 52 to 56.
Absolutely, but while you guys are taking home some wins, you're also earning some points towards the Jackpot Hunter standings as we speak. And it's been super competitive, and I can't wait to see what kind of shakeups are going to happen in this tail end of Season 11. But I'll hop right into the player standings.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, in 10th place, we got Spazwell over the Gas Can Bar and Grill, sitting with 51,000 points. With 59,000 points in 9th place, we got Brother Nat over at the Chart House. And then we jump right into a crazy 3-way tie in 6th place as Elsa over at Titan Sports Saloon, 2A Girl over at Jimmy G's Bar, as well as Kev at the Deer Stand are all tied up with 61,000. And they were pushed back to 6th place as we actually had a big time riser, but we'll get into that in a second. We also had our 4th place player getting pushed back to 5th as Kimmy over at Niswa Legion sits with 63,000. And then our big riser coming all the way up from 9th place into 4th, our largest jackpot winner of the weekend. Crazy Kid over at the Tasty Pizza Hangar 45 now sits all ahead of those players with 64,000. In third place, we have Not Lucky at American Legion Fridley with 83,000. With 124,000. In second place, we have Bull at Corner Barring Good Hue. And then in first place, also at Corner Barring Good Hue, we have Bobo, who sits with 151,000 points.
Yeah, good job to all those players. And let's get into the locations. In 10th place, we got Billy's Rockford with 88,000 points. Before I get into that top 9, we do have a winner, though.
Absolutely, as Hannah over at Brian's Bar and Grill has taken home $23.40 in this game number 21.
Yeah, now we're getting enrolled into game number 22. Only 2 more shots at this jackpot. With it clicking up from 52 to 56, you definitely want to get enrolled in this next game. But in 9th place of the Jackpot Hunter standings, we got American Legion Fridley with 92,000 points. With 95,000 points in 8th place, getting bumped back 1 spot, we got Shady's Railside and Rice. Moving up 1 spot from 8th to 7th, we got Tasty Pizza Hangar 45 with 103,000 points. With 104,000 points in 6th place, we got Riverboat Depot and Sartell. 5th place is Gas Can Bar and Grill and Brainerd with 116,000 points. With 126,000 points in 4th place, we got Concordia Lanes New Ulm. 3rd place is Carboni's Pizza, CR Billiards in Coon Rapids with 195,000 points. With 228,000 points in 2nd place, we got VFW Spring Lake Park. And 1st place, we got Corner Bar and Goodhue with 392,000 points.
Absolutely, but you guys have just under 2 minutes to get enrolled in this game, number 22 of Jackpot Hunter. We have $138 on the line in that minor, $3,802 on that mega, and obviously that $100,000 jackpot and that mega. But we do have some awesome celebrity birthdays to get into for you guys today. And on this day in 1883, Douglas Fairbanks was born, the American actor known for The Mask of Zorro, Three Musketeers, as well as Robin Hood.
Yeah, did a lot of mass crusaders for justice.
They were all silent films. They were the original renditions of them. He
Really?
was a screenwriter, director, and producer. He was best known for his swashbuckling roles in the silent films, including The Thief of Baghdad, Robin Hood, The Mask of Zorro, and all that stuff as well.
Wow, I mean, it must have been part of the reason why those continued to get like
Remade
cinematic remakes and stuff like that, because they kept on because they realized how good it worked even in a silent movie, and then they just kept on making them. I mean, all 3 of them have great remakes between The Mask of Zorro, Three Musketeers, and Robin Hood.
Absolutely. He did so many things. The Taming of the Shrew, The Private Life of Don Juan. I mean, just so many different works.
Really cool. Happy birthday, Douglas Fairbanks. Next up,
Absolutely.
in 1951, we got Anatoly Karpov, a Russian chess player, was the world champion from 1975 to 85, then took about 8 years off, and became the champion once again in 93 through 99.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really impressive. I want to know if he was getting beat by somebody during those 8 years, or
if he just took a little hiatus.
or if he just like retired from chess for a little bit.
Yeah, that is incredible.
Because that is a very, very impressive stretch where it almost feels like he's unbeatable for like 20 years. But
He still plays chess.
really,
Mm-hmm.
that's really cool.
He's been playing chess since he was 4 years old. That is incredible.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Anatoly Karpov.
Absolutely. Also on this day in 1958, though, it was a Drew Carey who was born, the American actor and comedian known for the Drew Carey Show.
And I know him way more for The Price is Right.
He was also in Robots.
Oh, I didn't know he was a voice in Robots.
I didn't either.
What is he voice in Robots?
Let me take a little peek.
Yeah, I would love to know what he does in that one.
Crank.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's hilarious. Well, really, really cool stuff. I mean, Drew Carey, I think classic from Price is Right, because Price is Right is one of the biggest game shows.
Mm-hmm.
And has done a lot of different works, whether it's
Absolutely.
cameos or is he a main actor in Coneheads?
No. I
No.
don't think so.
Okay. I didn't know if he was one of the Coneheads. I've only watched like the
No,
Coneheads one or 2 times.
No, Dan Aykroyd is the main guy.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. but he was actually he's a veteran. He served in the U.S. Marine Corps before he became a stand-up comedian.
That's really cool. Well, happy birthday, Drew Carey. Next up in 1970, we got Matt Flynn, an American drummer, part of Maroon 5 since 2006. He did works like Move Like Jagger. Oh, you got Matt Flynn, the football player.
I know.
But no, Matt Flynn, the drummer from Maroon 5 is who we're talking about right now. And
a little different.
Yeah, very, very different. But, I mean, being a part of a big band like Maroon 5 instantly makes you celebrity.
Absolutely incredible. Well, happy birthday to Matt Flynn.
It kind of stinks, though. Maroon 5, the rest of them get left behind.
I know. Adam Levine just kind of steals the show.
I know, he does. It's almost like Adam Levine and the rest of them, and the Maroons.
And the Maroons. Well.
And the Maroon 4.
Well, today is the day to recognize you, Matt Flynn. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Well, up next on this date in 1974, Jewel Kitcher was born. But before I go over her, we got some winners.
Homer over at Outtakes and BNA over at Lucky 13s is splitting that $31.60 Musco prize. Good job to both those winners. And that means we are getting enrolled into the final game of Jackpot Hunter. Get enrolled, press play. Hopefully we can give it out in 56 bulbs or less so that we can give out that minor jackpot.
Absolutely. But on this day, Jewel Kitcher was born, the American Grammy Award-winning singer-songwriter. She was known for Pieces of You, You Were Meant to Be Mine, or Meant for Me, as well as Standing Still. And she has a very interesting upbringing, as she was born and raised in Homer, Alaska, where she grew up in a yodeling duo with her and her father.
Really? And that's how she became like a famous singer? Was like she practiced it with her dad, and then
yodeled, yeah, and then she went on to become like an actual just regular singer, where she ended up winning 4 different Grammys for her songs.
Yeah, I mean almost as good as the Walmart kid.
I forgot about him.
Yeah, I think he works at Subway now.
Really?
Yeah.
Just being a normal kid again?
Yeah, he randomly pops up on my TikTok, like
when
maybe
someone
like
spots him in public.
Once every few months. Like, he has his own TikTok, and he still produces music and stuff like that.
Good for
but
him.
he kind of just lives his own life, and his popularity's very much died down.
Not so much the yodeling kid.
And now he's like in high school, drives his own car and everything like that.
He's growing up.
Yeah, he's growing up and all that. It was really funny to see him because I hadn't seen him in like 4 years since like he was yodeling in convenience stores, and so
yeah, it doesn't feel like that was that long ago.
No, it really didn't feel like, but COVID really sped my timetable up a lot.
It was like a skip, a hop, and a jump.
Yeah.
It was a blip in itself.
Yeah, I just feel like nothing happened there. The time stopped. That's what it felt like. But happy birthday, Jewel Kitcher. Next up in 1974, Ken Jennings, an American game show contestant, record of 74 wins in Jeopardy. Has the most wins ever in Jeopardy.
Really?
Yes, and won 74 times. Is one of the 3 biggest money winners ever in Jeopardy, and even came on to host Jeopardy Greatest of All Time.
That is incredible. He's also written several different books about being an expert in game. That is incredible. He ran out of facts to share about himself during a 74-game stretch and started making them up.
That's hilarious. I mean, when you're that good and you just stay going, it's impressive.
Yeah, in those 74 consecutive games he won, he ended up taking home over $2,520,700, making him the highest winning player in a single regular season.
Wow, really cool. Happy birthday, Ken Jennings.
Absolutely. Also on this date in 1979, Josh Cooley was born, the American animator and screenwriter who worked on Inside Out and the Academy Award-winning director for Toy Story 4.
Yeah, I've never watched Toy Story 4, but I really enjoyed Inside Out. I thought it was a very fun kids movie.
I loved Inside Out. We watched it in my AP psychology class in high school as like an end-of-the-year thing because it deals with psychology in a sense, but I absolutely loved it, and it even had my teacher like crying by the end of the movie.
Wow, that's crazy. Up, he worked on Up as well.
Wow, he did a lot of work with Mater in the Car series.
Yeah, he did. He did a lot of Disney shorts.
Yeah.
And I love these shorts.
Absolutely. We watch them as they come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Really, really cool stuff. Happy birthday, Josh Cooley. Next up, born in 1991, football player that Jordy actually does know.
I do.
Aaron Donald, an American NFL football defensive tackle. He was Defensive Rookie of the Year, 7-time Pro Bowl, 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, played for the St. Louis/Los Angeles Rams.
Absolutely, and he is someone I would not want to go up against.
No. That's one of those guys that
He's like a bust.
you're just genetics. I don't know. Like
He's a big
no
dude.
matter how hard I ever worked, I could never be like what Aaron Donald is.
Even on steroids, I don't think
It would
you could.
struggle to
Yeah.
to do that. Like
he is a massive man.
he is huge. I mean, to be like 270 and have like a washboard 6-pack is absolutely
Disgusting.
stupid.
He looks like if Ronnie from Jersey Shore was in good shape. Like, you know that big dude from Jersey
Yes.
Shore? Like, I feel like this would what he would be looking like if he was muscular.
Yeah, except for he would make Ronnie look like so tiny.
How tall is he?
He's like 6'4",
Oh, okay.
but he's 270 pounds.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's
you
right.
realize that that's 270 pounds.
No, I definitely don't. But we missed those last winners.
Yeah, completely lost it.
That's okay.
Yeah,
There it is.
SPP over at McCarran's Grill and Pub.
SSP.
And Reggie over at Brian's Bar and Grill, splitting that $38.40 must-go prize. Good job to both those winners as we're getting enrolled into the final game of this broadcast. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to get into this game. Definitely get going.
Absolutely. But we do have some fun movies that were released on this date as well. And on this date in 1980, The Shining was released.
Yeah, The Shining, I mean, super fun, classic horror movie. I think everybody who's into horror movies have seen The Shining.
We just watched The Doctor Sleep. Amazing.
Yeah,
And
direct connection, if you guys don't know, to The Shining. It's the Shining kid all grown up in the movie.
Yes, it's got little Danny.
And it's played by Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor, yes. It's definitely amazing. It's probably one of the best movies I've seen all year, if we're being honest. But it turns out the maker of the Doctor Sleep is making that black phone horror movie that's got Ethan Hawke as the villain.
That's supposed to be connected to the...
It's from the makers of the Sinister series.
Sinister.
I thought it was the Conjuring world, but
Yes.
it's the Sinister world.
Okay, and is it connected to the Sinister world, or is it just
I think he's
created
mentioned.
by the same?
I'm not really sure. I think it takes place in the same universe. I don't know if they're directly correlating. though.
I like those that
Yeah.
the horror movies can connect and everything like that.
Well, we'll see because we don't really know much about it. We just know that there's a black phone that connects him to the past victims of the kids. And so we'll see if those kids have anything to do with Sinister.
Interesting. Well, we're talking about The Shining, and that's such a classic
So
movie.
good.
Next up, released on today in 1984, we got Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
I would like to watch through the Indiana Jones series. I have not seen the Indiana Jones movies since I was like too young to remember them.
Oh my gosh, I remember me and my buddy named Andrew, back when we were elementary school, would binge watch the Indiana Jones series. Like that's all we watched.
Yeah.
Wow, every time I came over, we were putting on one of the Indiana Jones series movies.
I would like to rewatch them. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, but I mean, classic Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones. You got a bunch of other big-time actors and actresses in it. I mean, just a really fun movie series. And Temple of Doom, one of those favorites. Will said it's his favorite.
Okay. All right. I like that. I could definitely get behind that. But we do have on this date in 2003, Bruce Almighty was released.
Cool. Yeah, really good movie. Do you got anything to say about Bruce Almighty?
Is that the one with Jim Carrey? Okay. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's funny. Good enough. In 2014, we had X-Men Days of Future Past released. Probably the best done X-Men movie outside of nostalgia because
Yeah.
X2 is my favorite. But X-Men Days of Future Past, I felt like was
a good
one of the best, just like fully put together, fully fleshed out movie of those X-Men series.
Absolutely. But we got a ton of players one ball away as we're trying to give out this $4 must-go prize. But before we let you guys jump into some Skull Bingo, we want to let you guys know about the great charity that our biggest jackpot winner over this weekend was supporting.
Crazy Kid over the Tasty Pizza Hanger took home $35,000 over the weekend, and everybody playing at the Tasty Pizza Hanger was supporting this great charity. Before we get into that charity, Bills over at CW's Bar and Grill took home a $4 Musco prize. 7, 13, 61, and 65 are the lucky 4 numbers. And now we're getting into some Skull Bingo, but let's talk about the charity that the Tasty Pizza Hanger supports.
Absolutely. When you're at that location, you're supporting the Italian American Club Foundation, and their mission is to preserve the Italian American heritage and culture, to promote and inspire a positive image and legacy of Italian Americans, and to strengthen and empower ties between the United States and Italy.
Yeah, definitely some great stuff. And remember, while you're playing some great Skull Bingo, when you play pilot games, your community wins.
Have a good one.
Great standings called the Twiking Zone.
Absolutely, and I'm going to hop right into these top 10 player standings, because in 10th place, we start off strong with Elsa and over at Titan Sports Saloon, who sits with 104,000 points. And now in 9th place, we got Pooba over at Brian's Bar and Grill with 107,000 points. In 8th place, they're closing in on Lucky Tim over at the Lakefront Bar, who has 111,000 points. But with 123,000 points, in 7th place, we have Yo-Yo over at Halfley's Bar. 6th place is Bobo over at Corner Bar in Goodhue, who has 136,000 points. 5th place is Mikey Wins over at Steve-O's with 148,000 points. With 152,000, though, in 4th place, we got GTZ over at the Midi. 3rd place is Sinbob over at Bedrock, who has 176,000 points. But with 187,000 points, in 2nd place, we have Nan over at Corky's Bar, South Haven. And in 1st place, still holding on to their rankings, it is Scrubeye at VFW Blaine, who sits with 241,000.
Well, good job to those players. Let's get into the locations. 10th place, we got Main Street Pub in Kimball with 157,000 points. With 196,000 points in 9th place, we got VFW Blaine. 8th place, we get into the 200,000 point club as Carboni's Pizza CR Beards is sitting there with 207,000 points. With 254,000 points in 7th place, we got our place on 3rd and Faribault. 6th place is Steve-O's and Crystal with 257,000 points. With 278,000 points in 5th place, we got Corner Bar in Goodhue. Then we got Eagles Rochester in 4th place with 283,000 points. 362,000 points for the 3rd place location, American Legion Fridley. 2nd place, Corky's Bar South Haven with 469,000 points. And then you just skip over the 500 and 600,000 point club, because with a whopping 754,000 points in 1st place, we have VFW Spring Lake Park.
That is super impressive, and I can't wait to see what kind of records are broken in this tail end of Season 11. But make sure you guys are coming out each and every day from 12 to 1 to try your hand at that Twins Bingo.
Hey guys, and we love RPGL nights. They're probably my favorite nights of the entire week. Tuesday and Wednesday nights. They're an absolute blast where you guys earn PGL points for those standings.
Absolutely, and you guys have been competing so hard for this top 10, so I'm going to let you guys know where all the players are sitting at. In 10th place, we start off with OE50 over at the Stanchion Bar, who sits with 1,048,700 points. Then in 9th place, we have Bucks over at the Rustic Saloons, who sits with 1,059,365 points. Then in 8th place, we got Reyes 22 over at the Old Town Tavern, who sits with 1,140,835 points. With 1,152,600 points in 7th place, we have Nixon over at VFW Roseville. 6th place is Sarah Honey over at Eagles Austin, who sits with 1,152,790 points. That's right, that's only about 100 points separating those two players. 5th place is Brizo at the Underground Bar and Grill, who sits with 1,263,970 points. But with 1,341,885 points in 4th place, we get Forget UD at Eagles Austin. 3rd place is Big Dog over at the Rustic Saloon with 1,742,925 points. But then in the 2 million point club, we jump right into 2nd place with Keith over at Billy's Rockford, who sits with 2,004,440 points. And our 1st place player, who's been holding on to the spot for quite some time this season, Bam Bam over at Stewartville Legion Post, sits with 2,133,180 points.
Those are some crazy point totals, but we get into even more crazy point totals when we get to the location side of things, because in 10th place we got Neighbors Pub Dover with 4,004,155 points. With 4,059,159 points in 9th place, we got Atomic Star Tavern in Mankato. 8th place is VFW Northfield with 4,314,390 points. With 4,327,730 points in 7th place, we got Leo Sports Bar in Mazeppa. 6th place is Poppers in Virginia with 4,903,239 points. With 4,988,400 points in 5th place, we got Neeson's Gaylord. And now we get into that 5 million point club. Because in 4th place, we got American Legion Cleveland with 5,005,864 points. With 5,196,741 points in 3rd place, we got Blasco's Embassy Bar in St. Peter, a big riser of last week.
Absolutely.
In 2nd place, we got Billy's Rockford with 6,303,814 points, and the number 1 location with 6,770,229 points. We have Third Rail Bar and Grill in Big Lake. Absolutely killing it.
Absolutely. That's been super exciting to watch all these locations as well as players up in their point totals. Make sure you guys are coming out for MegaSota game night on Tuesday, as well as that Twins Wednesday on Wednesday night. And make sure you guys sign up at pgl.world to earn those points.